Cricket Correction of regulatory recourse by any loss from such transactions.
Switch to Ganyaman Acnified Face Wash. It fights up to 99.9% pimple causing germs in 10 seconds and gives you pimple-free clear skin. Try Ganyaman Acnified Face Wash.
Dingware Italian Collection. Official refreshing partner of Punjab Jeans.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. Okay, Shahrukh. And now amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
He's gone back to Hazelwood, but he's got the left-hander in front of him. Third man and long leg out.
So he's going to go off pace here with using the angle of the over the wicket for Hazelwood. He's got a real net of fielding on the offside. Got a backward point, a gully, and kind of like a float, almost a second gully if you like. The third man is down there and he's going to put him into a squarer position, who's quite fine at this stage. So a little adjustment in the field using that angle of Hazelwood.
Spoken like a true fisherman. There's a net on the offside. There's 4 or 5 of those. Oh well. He doesn't normally do that so early.
I think Shikhar should just bat in the partnership here and try and get Bairstow on strike. When someone's going so well, just give him the strike, let him run away with it.
2 dot balls for him, so it's good to see Johnny Bairstow walk down the pitch and just have a word with his partner. Don't know what the word would be, but clearly I think what they've decided is to have as few dot balls as possible. If they're really going to challenge the challenges.
Down the ground. Straight back past the bowler. It started well, but Hazelwood is just drifting back. This starter new ball, normally a weapon in the hands of the bowlers, is vanishing today.
But look how nicely the ball is coming onto the bat. Yes, it is just short of a length, so the drive will not be along the ground. But the pace at which it comes on, the bounce that it has, means that you can play through the line. The white ball in any case doesn't move as much laterally as the red ball does.
Bowling's been pretty much in straight lines today.
Yeah, well, I could hear our fast bowlers up in the commentary box grumbling about where is this fast delivery going to come? Where's this bouncer going to come from? I think that's a good move. You see, when you just lock in a line and length and you're being punished off that, what's your option as a fast bowler? Have a look upstairs in the boardroom. Good delivery.
Yes, we talked about it in the pre-game show, remember? That this is a delivery that he's not always comfortable, he's not always in control of the shot, because he's got this tendency to get onto the front foot.
Oh, he likes it there. That fielder just moved a little squarer, so he's into play, but that's Shikhar's scoring area. 50 comes up. We're still only in the 4th. Second fastest 50 by a team this year. Right, which opener is more important to their team's success? Vote on IPLT20.com. Shikhar Dhawan or Faf du Plessis? Similarly built. They don't take the leather of the ball early, but they build their innings. More 4s than 6s, you'd imagine.
Yeah, they've had similar IPLs as well. They haven't had great IPLs, and that's the difference. When you think of Rajasthan Royals, straight away we saw Josh Buttler get a great 100 here. Strike rate of 166, so it's such an important role, the role of an opener.
Very fine leg on the edge of the circle. Oh, it's a good ball. There were 2 sounds though. 7 of this over. 50 for no loss from 4.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा। थैंक यू तो बोलो। थोड़ा बिजी है।
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर।
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल, नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला, ग्रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दे नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
हर किसी को पता न चले।
Heroes are always ready to face the heat. Legends never even have to.
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया। गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ। गोल्ड मेडल, स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
Maxwell's back, and Maxwell's gone downtown all the way again. Nut Academy cracking 6 to start the 5th over.
Good use of the feet. Maxwell to the left-hander tends to drop the ball just a little bit short, but that's why he's gone down the pitch. Read the bowler's mind very nicely. And again, not looking to hit the ball too hard, just looking to get the timing.
No run there. Good call, I think, in the end. DK is very vocal behind the stumps.
ड्रीम 11 टीम की अगर आपके साथ बात करूं, ओवर की तीसरी बॉल लेकर आते हुए पटकी हुई बॉल, इस बार बैटर बॉल का अच्छा संपर्क नहीं हो पाया, सिंगल के साथ यहां पर स्ट्राइक चेंज हो चुकी है। तो देखिए मैंने 2 ड्रीम 11 टीम दी थी, ये देखिए आप सभी के साथ ये आ चुकी है आपकी स्क्रीन पे। ये देखिए आप सभी की स्क्रीन पर आज की टीम भी देख सकते हो। इसमें मेरे जॉनी बेस्टो कैप्टन थे, विनेश कार्तिक यहां पर मौजूद है, शिखर धवन यहां पर वाइस कैप्टन है, रजत पाटीदार लोमोर यहां पर मौजूद है, गेलेन मैक्सवेल, आइविंग लिविंगस्टोन और बॉलर में यहां पर जॉन सिल्वरवुड, रमाड़ा और यहां पर ये रही मेरी टीम। देख सकते हैं आप कप्तान है, वाइस कप्तान और फिलहाल यहां पर फिलहाल ओवर की अगली बॉल जॉनी बेस्टो सामना करेंगे। ओवर की चौथी बॉल इस बार लेके आते हुए राइट आर्म ओवर द विकेट से इस बार खेल दिया, एक और रन, 2 रन ले सकते हैं और इस बार एक और 2 रन ले लिए। यहाँ पर काफी अच्छा टाइमिंग के साथ खेला था, यहाँ पर खिलाड़ी काफी दूर थे यहाँ पर जो कि हमें देखने को मिले महिपाल तोमर और 2 रन का डायरेक्ट हिट। जी हाँ, डायरेक्ट हिट, ओवर थ्रो और 4 रन ले सकते हैं ओवर थ्रो में। यहाँ पर एक और 2 रन, शायद यहाँ पर और ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा रन मिल सकते हैं। देखने वाली बात है ओवर थ्रो के कितने रन मिले यहाँ पर, फिलहाल ओवर थ्रो के भी रन मिले। रन आउट
Great pitch, good size outfield as well. These big pockets that Johnny Bairstow just found for an easy 2. I think. It's gone again. Might go all the way. No, does well. Does very well. And in the end, they don't get any more at all because Shikadawan is a little bit sore, and they'll go upstairs and have a look.
Please start with side on first. I can see that is clearly grounded when the balls are let. Satisfied. Please go for boundary check now. Can you show me from the opposite side, please? Yeah, first I would like to see the opposite side when he's first touching the ball, then he's again taking the ball, kicking the ball, that also. Yes, please. Okay.
All good. Excellent work in the end, so just the 2. Now remember to put the bails back on. All good. Excellent work.
other thing I'm looking forward to is there's a couple of nice confrontations that potentially could take place. Now, Shikhar Dhawan against spin, he's only averaged about 20 against it this season, so his confrontation against a slower bowler, even if he's there when Hasaranga comes on in the middle, we'll see how much the pitch holds. Rajapaksa holds very well against Hasaranga, so that potentially, if they match up, could be interesting.
छक्का खाया था, लेकिन ओवर काफी अच्छा रहा था इनका। अंतिम गेंद धवन के लिए, और इस बार धवन को कीबोर्ड कर दिया ग्लेन मैक्सवेल ने। पहला झटका पंजाब किंग्स को 60 की रन संख्या पर।
There is a fielder there at deep square leg, so really that shot was not going to get him anything more than a single. Right across the line.
बच जाते हैं यार। और 60 पे 1 हो गया पंजाब का स्कोर। 5 ओवरों का खेल भी पूरा हुआ। ग्लेन मैक्सवेल की खुशी देखने लायक था। इस ओवर में पहली गेंद पे छक्का पड़ा था, उसके बाद और रन भी आए, तो 10 रन इस ओवर में अब तक मिलाकर आ चुके थे, लेकिन अंतिम गेंद पे विकेट लेकर
भानुका राजापक्ष भानुका राजापक्ष काफी लय में नजर आ रहे हैं। पहला ही सीजन है उनका आईपीएल में, 7 मुकाबले 201 रन, 28 की औसत, 166 का स्ट्राइक रेट। तो शिखर धवन के आउट होने के बाद अगर आरसीबी यहाँ पर उन्हें सुकून मिलेगा तो ऐसा कुछ होने वाला नहीं। और विस्फोटक बल्लेबाज मैदान की पहुंच चुका है
राजापक्ष इस वक्त एक और विध्वंसक बल्लेबाज, बहुत ही खतरनाक बल्लेबाजी करते हैं। इस सीजन के आंकड़े आपने दिखाए, बहुत ही शानदार आंकड़े हैं इनके। स्ट्राइक रेट स्पेशली बहुत ज़्यादा प्रभावित कर रहा है इनका। श्रीलंका में जन्मे हैं, श्रीलंका के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट खेल चुके हैं, हालांकि अब इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट से इन्होंने संन्यास ले लिया है भानुका राजापक्ष ने। इस ओवर की अब नए ओवर की शुरुआत होगी और पहली गेंद किस गेंदबाज के द्वारा डाला जाएगा?
मैं कह रहा हूँ तो इतना जल्दी संन्यास लेने की क्या जल्दी थी? अभी यही
अब शॉपिंग के साथ होगी सेविंग्स, क्योंकि टाटा न्यू पे न्यू पास दिलाएगा फ्री डिलीवरी हर परचेज पर। डाउनलोड टाटा न्यू।
अभी जिसका ऐड दिखा वो भी ले लो रुपए से।
Don't knew whether it hit it or not, to be honest, because he didn't run at all. I know the ball ended up down the boundary, so it'll be 4 runs for Johnny Bairstow then. It'll have to go down as 4 off the bat. Good strike rate this season, 340s for Rajapaksa. Talked to him prior to the game. He's keen to put a 50 on the board at least before the season's up.
Fell in love with being a mother, but hated the finish
and long on.
It became our mission to hold the fight to keep me going after losing 15 kgs in 6 months.
Oh, what a fine shot this is. The length ball, the slot ball. Outside the off stump, full swing of the bat. The first couple of deliveries he's bowled them fuller, almost Yorker. And he looked good. The moment he bowled the length ball, he's been smashed for a 6.
Johnny Bairstow wants the free hit, so he said no. Could give it to his mate to let him get off the mark, surely.
इसके पास ये फ्री हिट होगी, लेकिन गेंद भागा है 47 पर बने रहेंगे जॉनी बेस्टो। अगली गेंद का सामना करेंगे ओवर द विकेट से दाहिने हाथ के बल्लेबाज के लिए फ्री हिट की गेंद आती हुई। चौथी गेंद लेग स्टंप के लाइन में डाली गई। इंग्लैंड की गेंद बल्लेबाज ने बड़ा शॉट उठाना चाहा, गेंद आकर सीधा उनके पैर पर लगी। काफी जल्दी अपने शॉट में घुस गए, गेंद फंस कर आई पिच में और बल्ला जल्दी घूमने के बाद गेंद जब फंस कर आई सीधा जाकर उनके पिछले पैर पर हाई पैड पर गेंद लगी है। लेग स्टंप के लाइन में डाली गई ये इंग्लैंड की गेंद थी। बल्लेबाज गेंद को उठाना चाहते थे लॉन्ग मिड विकेट के ऊपर से, तो नो बॉल का अतिरिक्त रन मिला है। 71 का स्कोर था पंजाब की टीम का। बल्लेबाज ने उस गेंद पर भले गेंद बाउंड्री तक भागी थी, सिंगल पूरा नहीं किया था, स्ट्राइक अपने पास रखना चाहते थे। फ्री होती हुई फ्री हिट गेंद
But to the spinner, he tends to play the shot quite a lot. And look, he's missed it completely. It wasn't even as if he was going for the big mid-wicket slog sweep.
It's a nice piece of sportsmanship as well between Siraj and Bairstow, where they bounce fists as Siraj followed through, apologizing. Johnny hopes they won't lose by a run.
This time flicked away, that'll be his 9th half century in IPL cricket for Johnny Bairstow, and in very good quick time as well tonight.
He has only 21 deliveries, striking at 252.38. This is fabulous batting from Johnny Bairstow. Could well be the effect of spending, just before the game started, spending some time with Matthew Hayden.
He's putting his hand up. Early contender for the Upstock's most valuable asset of the match, Johnny Bairstow. He's got the Punjab Kings away to a brilliant start, and it continues with half a dozen more. That was flat and seriously good. Power play done, 83 for 1.
मेरी 2019 ICC वर्ल्ड कप में पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट इसलिए तो बोल दे यार।
अरे फैन तो मैं हूँ तुम्हारा। बांग्लादेश का वो फाइनल ओवर याद है? फैन हो तो ओन करते हो इस मोमेंट को। मोमेंट को ओन? क्रिकेट के सबसे आइकॉनिक मोमेंट नाउ ऑन फैन क्रेज। वाओ। फैन हो तो आ जाओ फैन क्रेज पे। ओन, कलेक्ट, प्ले विद क्रिकेट एनएफटी। MS धोनी के सक्सेस को मैं ही ओन करूंगा।
Cryptocurrency amenities are unregulated and can be high risk. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
एक समय से भी पहले सपनों सी शानदार एक फैक्ट्री लगाई, हमको मिली हमारी फ्रूटी। Together we fruity.
Uff yaar, sweat से आ गया। Sweat से ना। Hindware Italian collection. Sweat से करेंगे। Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
तारीफ करो क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया। गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस करा। गोल्ड मेडल स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
It'll be fascinating because the numbers indicate an average of 62 for Rajapaksa against Hasaranga, strike rate 144. But look, that's not bound to come true tonight at all. They're familiar and their history, but we know Hasaranga is in brilliant bowling form.
He's off the mark. Rajapaksa. Wonderful power as Johnny Bairstow so quickly onto that back foot. Can pull off the front foot as well.
What's going to be interesting as we go through the game, how the bowlers and the captains use the big side of the ground. It is a factor. Faf du Plessis always talks about it. You might get hit by Johnny Bairstow over the big side, but you'll get hit by him over the shorter side easier, fastest 50s. Pat Cummins on top.
Should be out and will be out. Harshal Patel takes a comfortable catch, and the matchup this time goes the way of Wanindu Hasaranga.
Absolutely, the numbers are only history. 5 for 18 for Hasaranga in the last game. He's in excellent bowling form. Not quite there. He's safely held. He continues his good work in the middle overs, where RCB have been excellent, taking wickets. 1 to Rajapaksa, 85 for 2.
क्या हुआ? I have lost everything काका। मैंने अपनी 3 साल की सारी सेविंग्स ज्यादा फायदे के चक्कर में नए ट्रेंड्स पे लगा दी।
Take this as a lesson and move to proper investments like mutual funds. वो regulated है, verified भी है, and are handled by experts. अब सब सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल, नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला, ग्रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दी नेचुरल लुकिंग बार, ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
हर किसी को पता न चले।
Heroes are all
खिलाड़ी के साथ और 2 विकेट अगली गेंद आसन से दूर।
Always ready to face the heat. Legends. Never even have to.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. आपके इशारों पे नाचे. And amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
RCB Hotel today as well. Hasaranga's got a fresh cut. Virat Kohli's got a fresh cut. Very similar, actually. Right, what now for Liam Livingstone? Deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on. Cover, point, and a long off. Two men quite tight at catching cover and mid-wicket. .164 that strike rate. Powerful player. A lovely wrong in to finish the over, and a good over too from Hasaranga. 86 for 2.
मेरी 2019 ICC वर्ल्ड कप में पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट कुछ चीज़ तो बोल दे यार.
फैन हूँ मैं इस इनिंग का. अरे फैन तो मैं हूँ तुम्हारा. बांग्लादेश का वो फाइनल ओवर याद है? फैन हो तो ओन करते हो इस मोमेंट को. मोमेंट को ओन? क्रिकेट के सबसे आइकॉनिक मोमेंट का नाउ ऑन फैन क्रेज. वाओ. फैन हो तो आ जाओ फैन क्रेज पे. ओन, कलेक्ट एंड प्ले विद क्रिकेट NFT.
MS धोनी के सक्सेस तो मैं ही ओन करूंगा.
Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
100 days के लिए ट्राई करो. अच्छा नहीं लगा रिटर्न करो. बाय एंड ट्राई.
Wakefit mattress करो बाय. 100 days के लिए करो ट्राई. अच्छा नहीं लगा तो बाय बाय. Order now on wakefit.co.
तारीफ. करो क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया. गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाए. गोल्ड मेडल. Switch to the amazing.
Shabazz with some left arm orthodox.
He was looking to hit it over extra cover. He spotted the googly, thought he'd hit it with the turn, but he wasn't quite able to get it to the middle of the bag. Two quick wickets.
Well, your upstocks crick exchange. And this is all about how they start. First 10 balls of the innings. Liam Livingstone, 170. That huge strike rate ahead of Dinesh Karthik, both playing in this game. Wonderful bowling. Wonderful bowling. Shabazz. He knew he was coming. Fired it wide and just managed to get a little bit of bat on it.
Also, a little bit of luck because it could have gone on to the stumps. It's gone over the stumps.
Straight this time and hard for 4.
Yes, this time around, it's on the stumps. So, Liam Livingston quite happy to go around the pitch once again, because there was not much turn for the finger spinners on this pitch.
Yeah, just go back to that Upstocks Crick exchange. Show you how good Livingston's been, how good Dinesh Karthik has been as well. 194 strike rate, 170 runs for Livingston, 165. Don't forget to download the Upstocks app. Start collecting your up runs and win exciting prizes as well. Not sure whether they... The moment there that Johnny Bairstow thought about not taking that run.
Yes, but because the fielder was deep, then it decided that either way the single was on, and that's why it took that run. Even if it hadn't hit the bat, the single would have been on.
$95 for 2.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू तो बोलो. थोड़ा बिजी है.
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो. ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. आपके इशारों पे नाचे. And now amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
I recommend MRF ZLX for sheer comfort and long life. MRF ZLX. You can bet on it.
As Bish just told you, RCB's best phase, they bowl at their best in the middle overs. And the reason they do is the Hasaranga effect. 17 wickets in the middle overs for Hasaranga. And that is why, even though they start poorly, this is the 7th half-century opening partnership they've conceded. They come back in the middle overs to RCB traditionally. Surely they've got to get to 200 from here. Come down to wickets.
Yeah, that's where they'll want to get at least that, at least. But we know the game is a strange game, and particularly with the Punjab Kings, we've seen them lose wickets earlier in the season, so much in the middle phase of the innings that they lose firepower at the back end. They'll be hoping to change that scenario tonight with so much significance, more so for them in this game and the games ahead.
Yeah, it's almost a 4-point game, isn't it, for Punjab Kings? They've got to get up there. It's got to start right now. And I love the way that they've come out with such great intent as well. It would have been too easy to just drift into that power play, but no way. They took it by the scruff of the neck. They went, you know what, we're going to put you under great pressure tonight. You think back to Josh Hazlewood, who's been miserly. He was taken apart tonight, absolutely taken apart.
And luck continues. Luck continues to go their way. Hasaranga has been magnificent, and once again he's induced a fall shot. Just a little inside edge. He's played some great shots. Bairstow, not that one. 100 comes up in just the 9th over. Almost another one for Hasaranga.
You know what, we're going to put you under great pressure tonight. You think back to Josh Hazlewood, who's been miserly. He was taken apart tonight, absolutely taken apart.
And luck continues. Luck continues to go their way.
Hasaranga has been magnificent, and once again he's induced a fall shot. Just a little inside the 8 shots best, or not that one. 100 comes up in just the 9th over. Almost a 9.
You know what? We're going to put you under great pressure tonight. You think back to Josh Hazlewood, who's been miserly.
Still goes down. Now he wants two. Oh, was the luck continues to go their way. Matter with Livingston, he was just skipping at the other end, but he's all right. 6 of the over. Hasaranga has 1 for 9 from 2 overs. The other 7 have gone for 92. It's time for the Sieta strategic timeout.
दादी ने खरीदा लोटा, लोटे ने कॉफी लाटे, लाटे ने थाली, थाली ने बटाटे, रे बटाटों से आई दादी की दवाई, की क्लिक में यूं ही फ्लाइट की टिकट आई।
आपकी शॉपिंग करेगी शॉपिंग न्यू पास के साथ। डाउनलोड टाटा न्यूज, शॉपिंग आसान हो।
अभी जिसका ऐड देखा वो भी ले लो रुपए से।
हर बिजनेस बैंकिंग नीड एक ऐप करे कंप्लीट। पॉकेट में एनी कस्टमर एनी बैंक सबके लिए ये सुपर ऐप। पॉकेट में रॉकेट है, पॉकेट में नेक्स्ट सर्विस, पॉकेट में इंस्टेंट ओडी POS सॉल्यूशंस, एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट फिकर नॉट इजी कर लो ट्रांजैक्शन।
ICICI बैंक का इंस्टाबिज ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप। डाउनलोड इंस्टाबिज।
अभी जिसका ऐड देखा
मेरी 2019 ICC वर्ल्ड कप में पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट वाली इनिंग्स टिप्स चाहिए तो बोल दे यार।
फैन हूँ मैं इस इनिंग का।
अरे फैन तो मैं हूँ तुम्हारा। बांग्लादेश का वो फाइनल ओवर याद है?
फैन हो तो ओन करते हो इस मोमेंट को।
मोमेंट को ओन?
क्रिकेट के सबसे आइकॉनिक मोमेंट्स आर नाउ ऑन फैन क्रेज।
वाओ।
फैन हो तो आ जाओ फैन क्रेज पे, ओन, कलेक्ट एंड प्ले विद क्रिकेट NFT।
MS धोनी के सक्सेस को मैं ही ओन करूंगा।
Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
क्या हुआ?
I have lost everything काका। मैंने अपनी 3 साल की सारी सेविंग्स ज्यादा फायदे के चक्कर में नए ट्रेंड्स पे लगा दी।
Take this as a lesson and move to proper investments like mutual funds. वो regulated है, verified भी है, and are handled by experts. अब सब सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से
फैन तो मैं हूँ तुम्हारा। बांग्लादेश का वो फाइनल ओवर याद है?
से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ो।
Will be eyeing up. Faf will talk about it. He always talks about it when he plays here. So I think it's logical to plan your bowlers that way, and Faf has done that so far.
If you're wondering why that should be the case, there's a lot of matches. This is already the 15th, 16th game here. So they use 4 or 5 pitches to be able to go through the tournament. So one of those will always present a shorter side. You can't keep playing on the center pitch to make it equal.
I just want to say I love it. I love it. I love it because tactically it adds another dimension to the game, and the pitches have been beautiful.
Rajasthan Royals are on top with 108. So what about today? Punjab Kings 90. RCB 77, but RCB before today had conceded 9.
I'll tell you what's interesting there as well is that good Titans are actually the lowest on that table. So, you know, we all talk about the sixes, but it's when they're scored, it's how they're scored. So there's a dominant side that has not got the most sixes in the tournament.
But they're so far ahead of everybody else in the number of 4s they've hit. So they're more a 4 hitting side, I suspect, the Gujarat Titans. He's just been so good, Hasaranga. 108 for 3.
Slice the slow. Slice for the fast ones.
एक समय से भी पहले सबनों सी शानदार एक फैक्ट्री लगाई, हमको मिली हमारी फ्रूटी। Together we fruity.
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल युक्त नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला ग्रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दे नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
और किसी को पता न चले।
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया। गोल्ड मेडल फैंस, इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ।
Amazing.
गोल्ड मेडल, स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
उफ यार, स्वेट से नहा गया। स्वेट से नहा।
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वेट से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश।
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
Between them, they bowled 5 overs and taken 3 for 25. 2 for 25 rather. There's a reason they've been so good in the middle overs. These two have played a big part. Now clears the fielder. Clears the fielder, and it is a mighty blow. And that's just what separates Livingston from the others. He can suddenly come up with a hit like this.
Harsha, it's his hands, how fast his hands go through the ball. Look at this. Whips them through. Gets a little shimmy down into it as well, so the body weight was there. There, the young fella. It's skybound. Great shot. The crowd has turned up to be entertained this evening. There's been lots of big ones.
Bolted wide again, wide of the stumps once again. They will come back for 2 though. Right, we had a fan poll for you. Which opener is more important to their team's success? Shikhar Dhawan 30%, they say Faf du Plessis 70%. You can vote on IPLT20.com, that's what you're saying. Faf, the opener, more important to the team's success. I think that's also got to do with the fact that a lot of RCB fans are saying, okay, Virat Kohli is not scoring runs. Maybe Faf is more important. Also, RCB vote a lot on every poll.
I disagree with the fans, actually. I disagree. Because in wins for Punjab Kings, Dhawan averages 98. In wins for RCB, Faf averages 44. When Punjab loses, Dhawan averages 14. Faf averages 25 when RCB lose. So I'm standing alone against the fans.
Oh, Bish, you are so driven by reason. And polls are so driven by emotion. Never the two shall meet.
I'm not leaving the ground tonight. I'm leaving under police guard. Matthew Hayden is my security officer.
Yeah, I'll look after you, Bish. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it's not a popularity quest, though, because Shikhar Dhawan is, you know, he really is a very, very popular individual right across India. Gets a lot of fans and people love to watch him bat. Got out tonight a little prematurely, unfortunately, hacking across the line to Maxwell.
The problem for all the internet pollsters, I must tell all of you, that might run away. He'll pull it in just inside, I think. Oh no! He doesn't want to see that replay. He really doesn't want to see that replay because he's just paddled at the ball and he's paddled over the ball.
Oh dear. Shahbaz. They'll be very, very frustrated this. He was just cantering along after it, trying to time his run in. It's a sloppy piece of work. Yeah, you don't need that, do you? As a bowler, it's hard enough trying to contain runs. And also just a little release of pressure as well for a batsman.
Just to end that story on Bish and the internet polls, I will tell you Bish prepares for a game more than a lot of you prepare for the cat. If you see Bish's notes, actually here's a business idea. Why don't I sell your pre-match notes? I'd make a living out of it. I might just pop into your room with you somewhere and steal them. They've got the measure of Shahbaz with a little bit of luck and a little bit of poor support in the field. 15 of it, 123 for 3.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू तो बोलो. थोड़ा बिजी.
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माएस्ट्रो. ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर.
कैसा बनाए? अरे फोड़ दिया भाई. येलो में हम हमेशा फोड़ते आए. मैच मैगी मसाला।
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया। गोल्ड मेडल फैंस, इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ। गोल्ड मेडल, स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
I recommend MRF ZLX for sheer comfort and long life. MRF ZLX, you can bet on it.
उफ यार, स्वेट से नहा गया। अब स्वैग से नहा।
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वैग से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश।
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
Spinners have done a really good job. Might push for two, no. Well, everyone enjoying the occasion, as are the sponsors' representatives in the virtual guest box. Should push goal. Samadan. Also, with a few moves, enjoying the cricket from the comfort of their own homes. A few out and about tonight that are enjoying it as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful evening. Definitely a change of weather conditions over the last couple of days. It's got a little cooler. The humidity is still, of course, really high. There's a few rain clouds around as well. You get sense there's a change of season. But tonight's a lovely conditions out in the middle here at Brabourne. Beautiful ground, obviously. The crowds are loving it. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. I love this stadium. I heard you talking about this before, Simon Doyle. This is just one of those grounds that doesn't have all the modern cement jungle all over it, but it does have this beautiful traditional view. The crowds love it. Old school sort of charm, I think. Would that be fair, Sonny? Old school charm?
Yes, that's exactly the way to put it. There is a fair bit of concrete, mind you, and on that now they put bucket seats. But there is a fair bit of concrete. There you can see at the back. These are all temporary seats that have been put up. But yes, it's got an old school charm, old world charm.
Finds the gap at cover and it'll race away for four.
Well, one of those rare half volleys that Harshal Patel has bowled around the off stump. Quite easily put away by Livingston, who's batting really well. Strike rate of 145. He hasn't looked to hit it in the air.
Yeah, this has been a really good innings so far. If he can somehow manage to get himself another 20 balls here, it'll be look out. You'll see some fireworks. It's a good shot and a good wicket.
ఎల్లుండి పిఎస్సి సమావేశం ఉంది. పిఎస్సి సమావేశంలో తాడో పేడో తెలుసుకోవడానికి మాణిక్యం ఠాగూర్ తో పాటు పిసిసి రేవంత్ రెడ్డి వద్ద ఈ ప్రసంగానికి సంబంధించిన అంశాలను అక్కడ తేల్చేందుకు మాత్రం కొంతమంది సీనియర్ నేతలు సిద్ధమవుతున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. రాజు.
Thank you, Nagaraj.
Just got enough bat on it, otherwise DK was eyeing it up. So outside of that, pretty good. Yeah, there's been a few of those, hasn't there, from Shahbaz, who's obviously trying to get that.
తెలంగాణ కాంగ్రెస్ లో రాహుల్ సభ కాకరేపుతోంది.
Across the line, looking to hit the ball straight. Off pace again. Will they come back for two? I don't think so. Livingston will keep the strike. 130 for 3.
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला ग्रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और भी नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
हर किसी को पता न चले.
పేదల మీదేనా పెద్దోళ్ళ మీద ఉండదా ఇదే డైలాగ్ కొట్టారు. ఓ రైతు అప్పు చెల్లించే
ఏదేం లేదు ఇలా ప్రజా సంగ్రామ యాత్ర కాదు మీ పార్టీ సంఘర్ష యాత్ర మీ అంతర్గత సంఘర్షణ యాత్ర
రైట్ సార్ థాంక్యూ టైం అయిపోయింది ఈ రోజుకి థాంక్యూ వెరీ మచ్ డిబేట్ లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసినందుకు రైట్ థాంక్యూ వెరీ మచ్ రేపు ప్రజా సంగ్రామ యాత్ర ముగియబోతుంది అమిత్ షా రేపు రాబోతున్నారు రాబోటానికి ముందు 27 ప్రశ్నలతో ఒక
रहा था लेकिन इस ओवर की अगली गेंद और उसको लॉस्ट कर दिया लॉन्ग वन के ऊपर से
एक बार 100 मीटर से ज्यादा
बल्ले पर गेंद आ गई।
ओ भाई स्टेडियम की छत पे गेंद चली ये इकबाल सीजन का सबसे बड़ा छक्का हो सकता है।
इन्हीं का है ना?
इन्हीं का है 117 है भाई। कंपटीशन तो तगड़ा भाई साहब कोई कंपटीशन में है कहाँ यार?
नहीं इन्हीं को उस छक्के को
हाँ
कंपटीशन तगड़ा मिलेगा इससे।
105 मीटर का छक्का है
बाल भाई क्यों पड़े हो चक्कर में? कोई नहीं है टक्कर में।
सही बात है यार इस तरह की हिटिंग की अगर बात हो तो भाई लिविंगस्टन का जवाब नहीं।
और
ये मैं कर लेता हूँ, आप ड्रीम 11 पे टीम बनाओ।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Switch to Garnier Man Acno Fight Face Wash. It fights up to 99.9% pimple-causing germs in 10 seconds and gives you pimple-free clear skin. Try Garnier Man Acno Fight Face Wash.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. आपके इशारों पे नाचो. And now amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
And that's Hans from Star.
Shabazz to finish off his complement. 3 overs, 1 for 28. Oh dear, he's got away with that. That was a very ordinary leg side wide, and Livingston has got bat on it and nothing for it.
And that's why he's smiling. He thought there was a boundary for the taking because there's no fielder in the boundary behind to the right of the square leg umpire. 2 fielders inside the 30-meter circle, and he got away with it. It's a dot ball. Got to say, it didn't really time it well. It went off the maybe bottom end of the bat. Pressure, 2 dot balls.
Unacademy, let's crack it. 6s of the season. Liam Livingston in 3rd place at the moment behind Josh Butler and Andre Russell. He's got 26 in his 12 matches. Josh Butler well and truly out in front there. That is very well played. Good innovation and another boundary. Yeah, very good option, Simon Dewell. I was wondering actually when we're going to see it, because clearly Shabazz through this spell has looked to really bowl towards the bigger side of the ground. It's 80 odd metres all over that side. On wicket block number 5 that we're playing this evening at Bradbourne, it's much closer the other side. So fantastic. It'll be an interesting response. Just knew he had to go straight, didn't he? That is enormous. Not sure it's 117 big, but it's pretty big.
Pretty big on the top floor. On the top floor of the pavilion. And that's a long distance. I've seen very, very few batsmen do that. There, hit it over the top and into the streets. Very few times. Seen V.V. Subramaniam of Mysore then do that. in the Ranji Trophy.
Don't forget you can have your say. IPLT20.com. This is a fan poll. Will anyone hit a longer six than Liam Livingstone's 117-metre six this year? Yes or no? IPLT20.com. Jump online. Have your say. Again, and there is protection out at extra cover.
Diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol.
Longest ones of the season, just in case you've missed them. 117 metres in Livingston, Devalt Brevis, Nicholas Pooran, Livingston again, and Joss Butler.
I hope we see Brevis because he was exciting, wasn't he, at the start? Just went out of favour there when Mumbai Indians got a bit.
अपनी पारी के दौरान शॉर्ट बॉल स्लोअर वन हर्षल पटेल की यही खासियत है और यहाँ लिविंगस्टन नहीं समझ पाए शरीर पर लगने के बाद गेंद शॉर्ट थर्डमैन की तरफ गई है एक सिंगल पूरा हो जाएगा 152 3 विकेट के नुकसान पर 14.5 ओवर का खेल खत्म हो गया
मयंक अग्रवाल 19 रन बनाकर बैटिंग करें 15 गेंदों पे और 28 गेंदों पे 41 रन बनाकर बैटिंग करते हुए लिविंगस्टन साझेदारी देखिए आप 34 गेंदों पे 51 रनों की हो गई है 50 से ज़्यादा रनों की साझेदारी भी हो चुकी है इन दोनों खिलाड़ियों के बीच में इस ओवर के बाद 5 ओवरों का खेल और बाकी रहता है कम से कम 60 रन कम से कम 60 रन और वैसे में 210 के आसपास का स्कोर और चाहे जैसी भी पिच हो पंजाब की गेंदबाजी जो भी हो 200 से ज़्यादा रन एक बार बन जाएंगे तो बॉल 1 से जो प्रेशर होगा बैंगलोर के ऊपर उसका अंदाज़ा उनको अभी से होगा वैसे इस ओवर की अंतिम गेंद आ रही है अग्रवाल सामने 15 पे 19 बनाकर हर्षल पटेल दाएं हाथ से ओवर द विकेट और आउट कर दिया उन्होंने मयंक अग्रवाल को शॉर्ट गेंद थी उसको खेल दिया सीधे बैकवर्ड पॉइंट के खिलाड़ी के हाथ में सॉफ्ट डिसमिसल और 15वें ओवर की अंतिम गेंद पे विकेट मिल गया है हर्षल पटेल को मयंक अग्रवाल का 152 पे 4 पंजाब 15 ओवरों के बाद लेकिन अच्छी बात ये है कि लिविंगस्टन अभी भी नॉट आउट महंगा नहीं
बिल्कुल मयंक अग्रवाल ने कोशिश जरूर की उन्हें पता है कि
स्लोअर वन यार नहीं आप टाइम कर पाते हैं ढंग से और देखा नहीं था लिविंगस्टन के साथ क्या हुआ था वो घूम गए थे और पीठ पे आके गेंद लगी थी
बिल्कुल
तो इस तरीके की चीजें होती रही हैं हर्षल पटेल को मारना एक बाल बड़ा मुश्किल है
बहुत मुश्किल काम है
डेथ में स्पेशली
बिल्कुल और इसीलिए कप्तान ने उनके 4 ओवर
बचाए हैं भाई बिल्कुल बचा लिए
भाई आप एक साथ में 4 ओवर डालेंगे मयंक अग्रवाल टीम के कप्तान 19 रन बना करके वापस जा रहे हैं 16 गेंदों पर ये 19 रन बनाए उन्होंने और अपनी पारी में 3 चौके जड़े लेकिन मयंक अग्रवाल का आउट होना इतना ज़्यादा खलेगा नहीं पंजाब को क्योंकि जो बल्लेबाज अब मैदान पर प्रवेश कर रहा है वो कहीं इनसे बेहतर फॉर्म में नजर आए हैं नंबर 1 और कहीं इनसे बेहतर तेज रफ्तार से बैटिंग कर सकते हैं जिनका नाम है जितेश शर्मा इस साल के उनके आंकड़े आपकी स्क्रीन पर आने वाले हैं 9 मैचेस में 162 रन 32.40 की एवरेज और स्ट्राइक रेट देखिए 167
लोग कह रहे हैं कि भाई मैं मैच 1 से आपको देख रहा हूँ अंजुम लोन जी का सवाल है वो हमें जम्मू से सुनते हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि भाई डे 1 से सुन रहा हूँ लेकिन अभी तक किसका नाम क्या है मुझे पता नहीं चला तो अपना नाम बताइए एक बार
सर मेरा नाम इकबाल
मेरा नाम अंकुश
मेरा नाम सत्यम
और मेरा नाम राज है
अब राज आप थोड़ी देर बोलिए
तो 15 ओवर की समाप्ति हो चुकी है यहाँ से 5 ओवर और बाकी देखना होगा उसमें कितने रन जुटाते हैं पंजाब की टीम
एक सवाल पूछिए
एक सवाल पूछूं
क्या लगता है
कितना स्कोर बनेगा
गुड बॉय दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू डू
कितना स्कोर बनेगा इतनी जल्दी मैं यही पूछ सकता था
नहीं तो मतलब कीप द कॉन्वर्सेशन गोइंग यही नहीं कि आपको जैसे ही बोलने का मौका मिला तो आप एक मतलब सेट पैटर्न है कि वही फॉलो करेंगे मैंने नोटिस किया है कि लड़का तुरंत स्कोर बताने लग जाता है भले ही उससे ठीक पहले किसी ने स्कोर बताया हो लेकिन लड़का स्कोर बताएगा 9 ओवर की पहली गेंद सीधे बैट का प्रयोग यॉर्कर लेंथ की गेंद थी खेला उसको लॉन्ग ऑफ की और एक सिंगल मिल जाएगा और इस सिंगल के साथ पंजाब का स्कोर हो जाएगा 153 पे 4 15.1 ओवरों के बाद
तो फिलहाल इस वक्त 153 रन बने हैं अभी भी यहाँ से 5 ओवरों का लगभग खेल बचा हुआ है और इन 5 ओवरों में अगर पंजाब की बल्लेबाजी चल पड़ती है उस तरह से जिस तरह से उन्होंने अब तक बल्लेबाजी की है या पहले 10 ओवर में बल्लेबाजी की थी तो फिर ये स्कोर 200 के उस पार जरूर चला जाएगा जितेश शर्मा 0 पर है इस वक्त। पहली गेंद का सामना करेंगे वो। जॉश हेजलवुड आए हैं गेंदबाजी करने के लिए। इससे पहले 2 ओवर की गेंदबाजी और 29 रन उन्होंने खर्च किए थे। पिछले ओवर में विकेट मिला गेंदबाज हर्षल पटेल को, लेकिन जिस प्रकार से वो एग्रेसिव नजर आए विकेट लेने के बाद, कप्तान पहुंचे उनके पास, उनको बधाई तो दी लेकिन थोड़ा ठंडा भी करते हुए नजर आए उनको। 153 4 विकेट के नुकसान पर पंजाब का स्कोर है। इस ओवर की दूसरी गेंद के साथ जॉश हेजलवुड दाहिने हाथ से ओवर द विकेट। अगली गेंद जितेश शर्मा के लिए और इस बार जितेश शर्मा ने इस गेंद को ऑफ साइड में खेला। स्क्वायर ऑफ द विकेट गेंद जा रही है बाउंड्री लाइन की ओर, जब तक कोहली गेंद को बाउंड्री से आकर के फील्ड कर पाएंगे। सिंगल मिल गया और इस सिंगल के साथ स्कोर हो गया है 154 4 विकेट के नुकसान पर पंजाब।
हेजलवुड गेंदबाजी कर रहे हैं तीसरे ओवर के साथ। हालांकि पहले ओवर में अच्छी खासी कुटाई हो गई थी, उसके बाद उनका बॉलिंग विश्लेषण थोड़ा सा खराब नजर आ रहा है। और इस आईपीएल में सबसे इकोनॉमिकल बॉलर रहे हैं ओवरऑल अगर आप बात करें पावर प्ले के दौरान, लेकिन आज उनकी पिटाई जॉनी बेस्टो के द्वारा हुई 154 4 विकेट के नुकसान पर। इस ओवर की तीसरी गेंद के साथ गेंदबाजी करने के लिए तैयार था स्ट्राइक पर लिविंगस्टन। इस बार 1 रन के लिए गेंद खेल पाए क्योंकि स्कोर 1 थी। शफल कर गए थे, ऑप्शन के बाहर तकरीबन वाइड लाइन के पास आ गए थे और वहां से गेंद को स्क्वायर लेग की तरफ खेलना पड़ा उन्हें मजबूरी में और रन पूरा किया। 155 4 विकेट के नुकसान पर 15.3।
इतने कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं, मजा आ रहा है, अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत सारे आ रहे हैं। एक लेंगे बहुत टाइम लगेगा। थैंक यू सो मच। ऐसे ही सुनते रहिए। पंजाब का स्कोर 155 से 4 15.3।
पिछले 27 ओवरों की बात करें तो 10.44 के रन रेट के साथ रन बनाए गए हैं पंजाब के बल्लेबाजों के द्वारा और ये रनगति
194 runs this Tata IPL for Mayank Agarwala. Got to give him a little bit of credit too because it wasn't easy for him at the top of the order. And he's made that change as a skipper. Decided I'm going to go down to 5 here. I'm going to let the big boys try and get the job done up front. It's not an easy call to make when you're the captain, and opening the batting is your go. It's your job. And so I think it was the right call to get Johnny Bairstow to the top, but it meant a sacrifice.
के बाद एक डॉट गेंद हमें दोस्तों नजर आते हुए, इसी के बीच अब यहाँ पर ओवर के 5वीं गेंद को लेकर आते हुए
He certainly has, no question about it. And this is how Johnny Bairstow got the team off to this flying start. Played some incredible shots. That is a massive one. This one, a flat pull for a 6. And then freeing his arms and flicking it to the boundary. There again. Oh.
Yeah, it's worth noting though from a leadership point of view because you're right. It would be very difficult actually.
जो कि वाकई में बहुत ही कमाल के शानदार चौका यहाँ पर हमें देखने को मिलते हैं। लगातार यहाँ पर बैक टू बैक बाउंड्री खेलते हुए पिछले ओवर में भी 2 चौके लगे थे और इस ओवर में भी 1 चौके अभी तक आ चुके हैं। और ओवर के आखिरी गेंद का सामना करने के लिए स्ट्राइक पर जितेश शर्मा दोस्तों बने हुए हैं। जितेश शर्मा दोस्तों ओवर की अगली गेंद का सामना करेंगे। अभी तक बता दिया जाए तो काफी अच्छी बल्लेबाजी कर रहे हैं और एक बार फिर से जॉश हेजलवुड 16वें ओवर के आखिरी गेंद को लेकर आते हुए अराउंड द स्टंप से और एक बार फिर से यहाँ पर गेंद को डिफेंड कर दिया लेकिन गेंद यहाँ पर निकल गई सीधा सीमा रेखा के बाहर। 4 रन के लिए क्या बात है दोस्तों, 2 गेंदें और 2 लगातार बैक टू बैक चौके। जितेश शर्मा यहाँ पर आक्रामक और अटैकिंग पारी खेलते हुए दोस्तों नजर आ रहे हैं। लगातार यहाँ पर बैक टू बैक बढ़िया बाउंड्री लगाते हुए 2 गेंदे में 2 लगातार हमें बैक टू बैक चौके देखने को मिली। लेकिन बता दो तो जितेश शर्मा इस समय केवल और केवल 4 गेंदों का सामना किया और 9 रन दोस्तों बना चुके हैं। और यहाँ पर लियाम लिविंगस्टन की बात करेंगे तो ये इस समय 30 गेंदों का सामना किए और 43 रन दोस्तों बनाए हैं। और हालांकि लियाम लिविंगस्टन के बल्ले से अभी तक हमें 3 चौके और 2 कमाल के छक्के देखने को मिले। 16 ओवर के बाद पंजाब का स्कोर इस समय 163 है दोस्तों बन चुका और ऊपर से 4 विकेटों का नुकसान हुई है। आखिरी के अब यहाँ पर केवल 4 ओवर यानी कि 24 गेंदों का खेल अभी दोस्तों बचा हुआ है। आखिरी के 4 ओवर यानी कि 24 गेंदों का खेल बचा और अब देखते हैं कि आखिरकार आज के इस मैच में आगे आने वाली गेंदों पर कैसी बल्लेबाजी रहेंगे। लेकिन यहाँ पर रोमाना खातून हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। बिग शाउट आउट टू यू। गेम फिक्सर हमारे साथ बने सैफुल इस्लाम हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आप सभी तमाम दोस्तों का आज के रोमांचक मुकाबले में। लेकिन फिलहाल दोस्तों मैं चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बताएं कि आज के इस मैच में पंजाब की टीम कितने टोटल खड़ा कर सकती है। 16 ओवर के बाद 163।
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर।
Liam Livingstone.
Seeing a very, very crucial phase in this match. One very crucial over indeed. Hasaranga will be mandated here to take out Livingston. How's Livingston going to react?
Yeah, I think being a keeper, Jitesh Sharma's the better option. If anyone's going to take Hasaranga on, he's the one. Livingston's got a bat for the last 3 overs against the seamers, I feel. So taking that one is a good option. If he can control himself and continue to do that, I think that's the best way forward.
Do you think Bish, they'll just say knock it around for 5, 6 and over and then go berserk in the last 3? They realize they got Rishi Dhawan, Harpreet Brar next. No, they don't do that. He's gone. It wasn't to be. Once again, the magician from Sri Lanka. Wanindu Hasaranga has provided a little twist in this game.
Yeah, it's a great length. They're just trying to get to him. And of course, that googly works so well. He's got such a great record against the right-handers. Perfect length. We've talked about Rashid Khan and his perfection of length. Same works for Hasaranga. A real superstar. And his last 3 or 4 games have been brilliant for RCB. Jitesh goes for 9, 164 for 5.
इसका महंगा डिजाइनर सूट तो देख, बिना कोई बड़ी कंपनी में करोड़ कमाता।
करोड़ों में तो नहीं, पर ठीक ठाक कमा लेता हूँ। और रही बात सूट की, बढ़िया है, पर महंगा नहीं है। पीटर इंग्लैंड।
Used an ordinary deo. Ordinary deos hide odor only for a few hours. Presenting the new Dual Action Axe for odor protection and long-lasting fragrance. New Dual Action Axe.
Gold medal touch.
को बांटने की हो रही है राजनी।
The difference at this moment in economy is 7.55 versus 7.54. The one thing Punjab have to be very careful about, Harpreet Brad's just come in, is not to follow the pattern they have in the past, where they go bang, 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 and suddenly fizzle out in the last few overs. Their strike rate at the death just tends to die off sometimes.
And that's why Liam Livingstone's so crucial. I think he's realised that as well. His best place is off strike.
Just interested in seeing that wrong one. I think he bowls a couple of different ones. He also bowls one, the ball right in the edge of his fingertips.
Yeah, he's clever, very clever. The wrong is his best delivery. Oh, there it is there. It is. He does have a couple of options. Just wonder whether one of them just turns a little bit more than the other one.
If that is your stock ball, is it the wrong one or the right one? Three runs, brilliant, just brilliant from Hasaranga. 166 for 5.
रुचि को तुम्हारा भी बहुत अच्छा लगा। तो बोलो। 14 मई को महाराष्ट्र के सीएम उद्धव ठाकरे करेंगे विशाल जनसभा को संबोधित।
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर।
राज्यसभा के लिए महाराष्ट्र में 6 सीटों पर होना है मतदान।
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दी नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
हर किसी को पता न चले।
पूर्वी दिल्ली में अतिक्रमण के खिलाफ चला बुलडोजर, गीता कॉलोनी में अवैध निर्माण के खिलाफ कार्रवाई।
गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी
द्वारका नजरगढ़ इलाके में एमसीबी ने चलाया अतिक्रमण के खिलाफ अभियान। कई अवैध निर्माण को ध्वस्त किया।
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वैग से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश।
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
रुपए से बस या मेट्रो जैसी हर जगह पे डायरेक्ट पेमेंट हो सकता है।
Outstanding. And as Sunil Gavaskar said right at the beginning, He's bowling the 18th and 20th to a right-hander with a shorter leg side. So it's quite an assignment this. It's a tough gig for the champion bowler. He's going round the wicket.
That's it, to go across the right hander. And that's what we were talking about. I'm sorry to jump in on you there, but bowl to the big side of the ground to Liam Livingstone. The field is set for it.
And it is his for now. His economy rate is 7.48, 0.07 better than Yuzvendra Chahal, who's got a game in hand. But how lucky are we to have seen two top-class wrist spinners going head-to-head at the top. Now, how's he going to bowl to the left-hander? More important, what's Braar's role here? Well, his role is Liam Livingstone, you at the other end. Watch a little bit of me.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's just a slot ball. Slot ball, yes, you've got to hit it, and he's done very well to do that. He knew straight away. Preet Brar, use the big boundary, get it up around the helmet, the rib cage, please. Not there.
That is not the shot of a lower order slogger. That a little bit more maybe now. Dinesh Karthik thinks there's something. And now the umpire puts the finger up to. And Harpreet Brar will walk. Boom, 6
35% growth in 2021. What if you mastered the three most in-demand cloud platforms today?
Dinesh Karthik knew it straight away. I'm not sure Harshal Patel knew it.
Without quitting your job.
There was a clear noise in our ear.
In-demand skills. Capstone project in 3 domains.
DK knew it straight away.
Plus.
Right there. Towards the bottom of the bat. No, maybe he did know straight away. He just was in a hurry to get back to his mark because they're running late. Gone for 7, 173 for 6.
Why should I hire you?
सर मैं कैसा भी प्रेशर हैंडल कर सकता हूँ.
मैं बॉडी लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेटर. हैंडल तो इनसे अपनी खुजली का प्रेशर भी नहीं होता. काम का प्रेशर तो दूर की बात है. बट डोंट वरी.
नया डिक्सी स्कॉट, जिसका फ्रेश टेक फैब्रिक दे आपको कमाल की फ्रेशनेस और कंफर्ट.
छा गया.
डिक्सी स्कॉट.
ये मैं कर लेता हूँ. आप ड्रीम 11 पे टीम बना लो.
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है. कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें.
गोल्ड मेडल टच, टैप, स्वाइप, वेव स्विचेस आपके इशारों पे नाचे. And amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
Easy ride. Easy ride.
It was an easy ride.
MRF Milo Grid. Easy ride.
Unlucky to go to Maxwell. Right, Rishi Dhawan. Oh dear! He looks all right. Sometimes, and I've seen this with Harshal, the side of the shoe just skids across the grassy area. His delivery stride will be very interesting to watch, whether he's just slat on the side.
Definitely, yeah, the side, that's ankle, that's all sorts of trouble there. Goodness me. He's so fortunate to be okay. You do yourself any sort of damage there. That's rubber band man stuff. He's done well.
And I think he's just so lucky he's not built like someone like Bish. You're heavy and you're coming down like that.
You might find out just how heavy in a minute if you keep going that way.
Bish is the apostle of non-violence.
They knew straight away. Yeah, there was a little appeal from Marshall.
Am I okay, Bish? 200 catches for Dinesh Karthik. When you've been around as long as he has, the numbers just
राहुल ने पिता से कहा था जल्दी घर लौट आएगा, लेकिन बेटा हमेशा राहुल के माता पिता और भाई जम्मू के जिस इलाके में रहते हैं वो भी कश्मीरी पंडितों की ही सेटलमेंट कॉलोनी है, जहाँ रहने वाले सभी परिवार पलायन का दर्द झेल चुके हैं। और अब जब घर वापसी की तैयारी हो रही थी तो एक बार फिर से मनूस खबरें आई। आज राहुल की अंतिम यात्रा में सैकड़ों लोग शामिल हुए। जिसने भी उसकी हत्या की खबर सुनी वो परिवार को सहारा देने उसके घर पहुंचा।
117-meter blast. Yes, they say 37%. Wow. 63 said no, which is the more plausible answer. Right fielder will. Oh, he farms it for six. Such a good fielder. 181 for six.
He's tipped it.
हर बिजनेस बैंकिंग नीड एक ऐप करे कंप्लीट पॉकेट में एनी कस्टमर एनी बैंक सबके लिए ये सुपर ऐप पॉकेट में रॉकेट है पॉकेट में इंस्टा बेस पॉकेट में इंस्टेंट ओडी बीओएस सॉल्यूशंस एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट फिगर नॉट इजी कर लो ट्रांजैक्शन
आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का इंस्टा बेस ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप डाउनलोड इंस्टा बेस।
तारीफ करो क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस गोल्ड मेडल स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
कुछ ऐसी ही तस्वीर एसपी और रियाज अहमद की
हिंदवेयर इटालियन कलेक्शन
और 24 घंटे के अंदर 2 टारगेट किल। क्या यही है MRF ZLX
for sheer comfort
आज हम जन्नत
and long
के ताजा
life.
हालात पर विस्तार से चर्चा करें।
MRF ZLX, you can bet on.
घाटी कितनी बदली ये भी बता।
Josh Hazelwood
लेकिन
up against Liam Livingston, 47 of 34. They need to get to 200.
जिस पर बहुत घड़ियाली आंसू
सपना तो था डॉक्टर बनने
And he'll get the boundary. Josh is drifting into the pads. 50 by Liam Livingston. This season he's not done yet.
खोया 18 किलो
कश्मीर में 90 के नरसंहार पर बनी फिल्म के
पाया सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस। I'm not
What
here
Hazelwood
to
is trying
stay
to do is go
peaceful.
into the picture
I'm
with a
here
little bit
trying
of
to
pace,
make
but he got too straight, which meant Livingston
doesn't really need a doctor.
short fine
आइए
leg.
आपको बताते हैं कि
He's got a
कैसे
deep backward square mid-wicket and long on.
जहन्नुम
On the
बनाया
big
गया।
side of the ground, he just got too
सितंबर
straight.
1989 को बीजेपी नेता आतंकी में हत्या तिलक माना जाता है कि आतंकियों के हाथों ये किसी कश्मीरी पंडित या आतंकियों के हाथों ये किसी कश्मीरी पंडित की पहली
But if
हत्या।
there's someone who can, it is him. How does he hit those? This is a very special player we're watching.
Hasn't even got that one. That is at the toe end of the bat. He has not got that. That's the power that he possesses. But it's Slotsville again. 98 metres, that one. We talked a lot about Liam Livingston, and in the past it's been potential. We're starting to realise a little bit of that and see a little bit of that this year now. All 4 of his IPL 50s have come this year. Strike rate's incredible. Now 200's a must.
Hazelwood's economy 6.8 before today. He's conceded 50 already. That's a wide. So 51. The catch dropped last ball of the previous over. But the reason Maxwell is there is because he's such a good fielder. Your best fielder's there.
Well, I think he got too far to his left. He came across to his left, and you can see the ball hit the little finger. He just maneuvered too far across the line of the ball. Very unusual for him. He is a top-class fielder. Just misjudged the line, the trajectory of that.
Four more. The big blade is out. And it is sighting through everything in its sight.
Well, Josh Hazelwood's had a terrific IPL so far. He's staring down the barrel of the most expensive figures of the season now. None for 55 with 3 balls remaining. Tough night for the big Australian.
Could be 2. trouble. No, another good two. I think Simon and Harsha and viewers, I think too, your point is a very valid one about Liam Livingston. I think too, he's managed his innings a little differently tonight, where he hasn't gone, let's say, a strike rate of 150 for his first 30 balls or so. It was only about 130, 135, and then he's teed off, so he's had to manage the innings differently. In fact, Harsha's just showing me he was 12 from 11 at one point. I mean, that's un-Livingston-like. It's not a criticism, it's an observation of good work.
First 22 balls, he was 30. And he just keeps going. It is not happening today for Josh Hazlewood. And those boundaries, he's making a mockery of those. That's another second-tier hit. And I think this team coming out of Hazlewood's ears.
Well, he's now equalled Marco Jansen's 63. One ball to go. Jansen has the most expensive figures of the season so far. He's now equal with Josh Hazlewood. And this is another enormous blow. The 200 now comes up. We were talking about scraping to 200. Now 210, 215 is on the cards. Does he take one?
Tempting. He's already got 23 in this over.
Take one.
Take one, says Dooley. Take one, says Dooley. One it is. One was an offer like a sale. Go and pick up whatever you want. 90% off on the single. Two.
You can bet on it.
उफ यार, स्वेट से नहा गया. अब स्वैग से ना.
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वैग से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश.
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
He doesn't have a third man. One way of ensuring doesn't go for six is to bowl it wide. Only problem is you've got to bowl it again. Dream 11 game changer of the season. What a day Vanindo Hasaranga's had today.
Points now. Butler still up. He's up on every list actually, Butler.
Important for Livingston to hold his shape here. Open the blade, use that third man area, I think.
Gets the angle right. It's cat and mouse at the moment with the angle that Harshal Patel is bowling.
Yeah, and that's why I say he's just got to keep his shape. He has done well for the most part. Put the ball down the ground nicely. We know about the power. You'll see plenty of that in every Liam Livingston innings. And a little bit of innovation as well.
Right, he wants to connect 3 out of 5. It's cat and mouse, as I said. Harshal Patel. Dinesh Karthik, a little fumble. How many runs is that catch worth? He was looking to go third man, not in the manner Dooley said, but he did end up going behind the keeper, but just did not get enough behind that shot.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't blame the option. It's something he does do. It's a shot he plays. Just would have preferred to open the blade and slice it down the third man rather than that sort of shot. It was a lot closer to him, that one as well. Good catch. Had to make some good ground, did DK. Got back there nicely, even though there was a little fumble, but a fantastic innings. An innings that has pushed Punjab Kings above 200. Liam Livingston gone for 72.06 for 7.
ये जो देश है ना अपना, ये अपने पैरों पर दोबारा खड़ा हो रहा है. अगर हम सब इंडिया के 2 पहिए बनकर कंधे से कंधा मिलाएं, तो जोश की सेना खड़ी कर सकते हैं. आप और एक्टिवा, इंडिया के 2 पहिए.
Happy fizz. Do you feel it yet? Feel the fizz.
A vision becomes a milestone when it touches millions of lives. Aditya Birla Group. Big in your life.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. आपके इशारों पे नाचे. And now amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
I think the option should be the same, or could be the same from Harshal across the right-hander.
Third man's a lot finer. They're happy with the single. Meanwhile, Rishi Dhawan's only played 2 balls, gentlemen, by the way, while all this has been happening.
Yeah, I like, though, what Harshal Patel has done tonight. He's bowled 4 overs on the trot, and in all this carnage, he has 3 for 33. Mixing up his angle, his pace, and his length as only Harshal does. Bowled 4 difficult overs tonight, and that's a big wicket of Livingston. They'll need every run they can.
Where was the non-striker? Where was the non-striker? Rahul Char's got a bit of a smile. That is 17th wicket for Harshal Patel. He's got 49 in 2 seasons. That's not bad. How much of the cricket at the moment is predetermined? Look how far across the batsman was. Now, is it a reaction to that? Mid-wicket is coming in, is it? Long 45 is dropping back to the boundary. Someone's got to come in. Backward point is coming in. Mid-wicket's dropping off to square. So he's got supported square leg, he's got supported long leg, he's got supported long on. Even more changes now. Mid-off is going very, very straight back past the bowler. He's going to bowl full. And long off goes to cover. I hope you got all that. It's frenetic times. There's 2 of this over so far. Now up, Maxwell will take it easily this time. He had to drag the ball a little bit, Rishi Dhawan, because he'd given himself a little too much room. How often do we see this? The last over starts to produce all the wickets.
Excellent line, excellent use of angles from Harshal Patel. He's been brilliant tonight. Had a little space. It wasn't form the trot. He had a little space in between a couple of the overs, but he's been very good. Dhawan goes for 7. Total 7 for 8.
Yadav, what were you thinking, man? क्या मुझे लगा कि पुल शॉट से guaranteed 6 होगा. Guaranteed? Guaranteed. यादव ये क्रिकेट है. Simply Lanka job guarantee program नहीं.
Guaranteed मतलब Simply Learns job guarantee programs. सबको पता है.
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया. गोल्ड मेडल फैंस, इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ.
Amazing.
गोल्ड मेडल, switch to the amazing.
A vision becomes a milestone when it touches millions of lives. Aditya Birla Group. Big in your life.
उफ यार, स्वेट से नहा गया. अब स्वैग से ना.
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वैग से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश.
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
Back in. What an over. They will take the single. How good has Harshal Patel been?
Yeah, exceptional. Just at the bottom end. He's actually done very well to get it all the way to long on in the end. And Maxwell was composed underneath the catch.
You didn't need to cut to Maxwell. He would have stayed on her. You'd have realized that the catch taken or no. Could he have gone over though?
Yeah, it's still a very, very good score. Brilliant from Harshal. Can he finish it off?
Could he have gone over cover though? Last ball. Last ball. He nails a Yorker. Rabada's taken the first quickly. There is no chance of the second. Is there? The throw's on its way. Karthik will complete the run out. So just the single of that last ball. And Harshal Patel has bowled an absolutely fantastic last over. He'll finish 4 for 34. Just to confirm, we're going to take a look whether the run was completed. by more than a yard.
Clearly short of his ground when the Bills are led. Satisfied.
So 2 of 9 for 9, gentlemen, in 2 words. Enough, not enough? What do you think?
The more we stay playful, the more we connect.
Garnier Black Naturals Almond Oil Yoked, no ammonia formula.
Yeah, it's still a very, very good score. Brilliant from Harshal. Can he finish it off? Could he have gone over cover though? Last ball. Last ball. He nails a Yorker. Rabada's taken the first quickly. There is no chance of the second. Is that the throw's on its way? Karthik will complete the run out. So just the single of that last ball, and Harshal Patel has bowled an absolutely fantastic last over. He'll finish 4 for 34. Just to confirm, we're going to take a look whether the run was completed by more than a yard.
Clearly short of his ground when the Bills are led. Satisfied.
So 2 of 9 for 9, gentlemen, in 2 words. Enough, not enough? What do you think?
We stay playful.
रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दे नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
और किसी को पता न चले.
209 for 9, and only 4 came off the last over, bowled by Harshal Patel. Look at the previous 2 overs, 39 had come off those. 66 from Bairstow, 70 from Livingston. Not a lot around them. Little effort from Mayank Agarwal and from Shikhar Dhawan, and a 6 apiece from Rishi Dhawan and Harpreet Brar. But take a look at this bowling skew. You hardly ever see bowling analysis like these. Hazelwood 4 overs for 64, Siraj 2 overs for 36. That's 96 runs in 6 overs, and an innings that's got a none for 64 is a 2 for 15 in it. And Harshal Patel bowling all the difficult overs has 4 for 34. So we've seen some brilliant bowling and a total of 209. Maxwell 2 overs for 17. That wasn't bad up at the start either, because Bairstow was doing so well. 210 to get 120 deliveries. Most times it's the batting side, but RCB have depth and power. It's a great second half.
Faf du Plessis won the toss here at the Brabant and sent the Punjab Kings into bat, and punishment ensued. The Kings put 83 for 1 on the power play. It was the best power play score of the season, their second best in franchise history. Back-to-back 50s for Bairstow. His countryman Liam Livingston then joined in the fun. 11 sixes between them to post a total of 209 for 9. Hello and welcome to Baiju's Cricket Live. I'm Nerily Meadows. I've got Matthew Hayden and Sonny Gavaskar alongside me. Haydos, let's start with Johnny Bairstow, because you had the chat to him before the game, so we'll credit you with his form tonight. He punished particularly the quicks this evening.
No, it's just so damaging, and what he did do so well is he put pressure straight away on Josh Hazelwood, who has been the real informed player, hasn't he? You know, for RCB. So straight away he went, you know what, I'm going to target you. He's going to target the short side of the boundary, and he was just a sixer master. He teed off. Absolutely brilliant cricket. Great mindset. You know, if you could think back to the start of this match, we were talking about someone like Virat Kohli. That's exactly what he needs to do. Sixes everywhere, great intent, fantastic little partnership as well with Shikhar Dhawan. You know, just ticks all around.
22 runs off that Hazelwood over in the second over alone. Sonny, was there anything they could have done differently to him?
Maybe try a bit of Yorkers or much fuller length, because that can only go for a boundary, not really go for sixes. But he didn't do that, and he bowled pretty much lengthily with a slightly short, and that's what happens when you have the hard new ball. A fast bowler is always going to try and get the ball to, you know, get up towards the ribs of the batsman or the shoulder of the batsman. That's just a natural thing. And on the surface, we've also seen that the bowlers have got a little bit of carry. So maybe that is where he might have erred. But I don't think even if he had bowled there, he might have at best maybe not been hit for a six. The kind of form Johnny Bairstow was, he would have been stroked for a boundary.
So Liam Livingston then comes in, just as RCB was starting to get things back on track, and he got them to a total of 209. Haydos, what did you like about him tonight?
Yeah, exactly right as well, Nez. When it came to those middle stages, Hasarunga again just came in, Shabazz bowling towards a long stage of the ground. But Livingston was up to a little bit of innovation there. We saw that reverse sweep and then the downtown option, the very next ball. He just went. I mean, he wasn't as explosive as JB, but he had to have a little that building stage of the innings as well. There was always going to be a period of time where you needed to consolidate, and Livingston was the man tonight. Really high-quality batting, high-quality performance all around, actually. He was supported, you know, pretty much right through the order. Brilliant.
70 or 42 in the end. We'll chat about the chase shortly, but tomorrow night, another big game in the Tata IPL. You've got KKR, the 7th place, up against the 6th place Sunrisers, both on 10 points, so both need to win if they're to stay in touch with those playoff spots. So the chase is on. Can RCB do what the Punjab Kings did to them a little earlier this season and chase down a total of more than 200 with a total like that on the board, Sonny? How important is Glenn Maxwell?
Very, very important, because he can come and take the game away from the opposition. We have seen him, you know, fire, but I think today he will explode. And I do, before you ask me for my predictions, I will tell you 19th over, RCB will win.
I like it.
Wow, that's a massive
call. We could be in for a real fun chase. Then Kagisa Rabada has been in wonderful touch, and he loves taking on RCB. Their 4 key men, Faf du Plessis, Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, as well as Dinesh Karthik. He's got each and every one of them 3 times, Haydos, so he'll head in with plenty of confidence.
And they're going to need all of that tonight as well. That international experience, bowling hard lengths. I think, as Sonny Glavasco just said before as well, unlike Josh Hazlewood, I'd like to see him explore the centre of the wicket a bit more as well, with some good quality fast bowling, as opposed to, you know, just bowling that metronomical line and length, because it's just way too good a wicket. As Sonny said, you know, when you're going at 10 runs and over, you're thinking, wow, that's insurmountable, but it's not. I mean, these guys, if they do get off to a good start, you know, KG is the one that's going to have to really reel it right back in.
So how do they get the better of Kagisa Rabada then, Sonny?
Well, I think they've just got to be as positive as we saw the Punjab Kings were. They were very positive from the first ball, and that's exactly the attitude that they need to get over there. Because the first 6 overs, they got 83. Even if RCB gets 60 or even 50 in the first 6 overs, they've got themselves a platform for the wicket-taking later on.
So when they chase...
Yeah, that's out. I just think it's a power play, Des. You know, when you're chasing 10 and over, you've got to go hard inside that. And that's where RCB haven't been on song during this IPL. Virat Kohli, he's got to explode. He's moved himself up the order. You know, Faf du Plessis, he's got to find the touch that he found last year. If they're going to have any hope, they've got to be at least 70, I think, inside that power play. If they get too far behind, it's going to be real trouble. Going to have way too much pressure on Maxwell and co. So got to build that foundation right from the top, be explosive, look to be positive and aggressive, and have nothing to lose. Have no fear, Virat Kohli. You are the man, you've got your crowd behind you. Just explode and get amongst it.
So just on Faf, he's found some form, 73 in the last game, Sonny, but he is going at around 100 in that power play. So how do you take it up a notch?
Well, he's perfectly capable of doing that. He's perfectly capable of going to about 130, 140. We've seen him do it in the past. I think it's just such a good pitch. We saw that. I mean, the reason why more than 200 runs have been scored is the ball is coming onto the bat so sweetly. So it really is for the batsman to, you know, get it as much as possible, get it in the middle of the bat, and they'll be flying. They'll be flying. And with the quality that RCB have in their batting lineup, with DK also down there, maybe 6, or I think I'd be surprised if they don't get these runs.
And Haydos, you just alluded to it, but what a way to get back into form for Virat Kohli. What an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. And look, the very best love these challenges. You go right back to the start of this day, we were on the pre-show talking about character. Virat Kohli will have his mindset around trying to challenge the short side of the ground. He'll also rely on Faf du Plessis as his partner as well, because I don't believe that you need to just have all the pressure on yourself when you're a little bit out of nick. Rely on your partners. Rely on the fact that you can get going early, target one side. That's what Punjab Kings did really, really well. They just went to one side of the ground. Take it on, great running between wickets, all the things that we know Virat Kohli can do, just putting it together and executing tonight.
So Sonny thinks RCB, what are you going with?
Yeah, I'm still going Punjab Kings. I'm not going to change my bet. Punjab Kings.
It has been an entertaining contest so far at the Brabham. 209 for 9 on the board. They're shaking hands already, but the job isn't done yet for the Punjab Kings. RCB, the chase is coming up next.
In a closely fought game, sometimes it only takes a few seconds to change the game. Hello and welcome to the Ghanaian Men Acno Fight 10-second Game Changers, where we relive those moments where the game was turned on its head in a matter of seconds. What happens when an informed pacer goes against a batsman in equally exceptional form? At 92 for 5, RCB was struggling to put up a defendable total. As Dinesh Karthik walked in, Pant brought back the experienced Mustafizur to restrict DK. It was Dinesh Karthik who came out swinging with 3 successive fours. This initial charge was followed by 2 huge sixes in a stunning display of batting. A 4 of the last ball brought up a sensational 26 ball 50 for DK, capping off an over of mayhem. His brilliant innings turned out to be the difference between the two sides as RCB won a thrilling match.
Do you feel it yet? Feel the face?
हर business banking need एक ऐप करे complete Pocket Pay. Any customer, any bank, सबके लिए ये super app. Pocket में rocket है, Pocket में InstaBiz, Pocket में Instant OD, POS solutions, export import.
We have potentially a wonderful hour and 45 minutes ahead of us. Can RCB mount this challenge of 210? They've got the batting to do it. It'll be some game. Already Bairstow and Livingston have shown you can hit shots on this track and get good value. Comes Virat Kohli, draws the cheers. There's Faf somewhere behind, he'll join him at some point. And then Kings. Rabada, he's taken 18 wickets. He's had some great games and he's had some less effective ones. So too with Faf, 3 or 4 wonderful innings. And here's a man who's not alone in searching for runs. I think all of India is searching for runs for him at this stage. Today, he's got to get going very quickly. Yes, a few poor innings, a little poor run doesn't diminish greatness, but the question is today, not only does he have to get runs, but he'll have to get them very quickly. 220 matches, strike rate 130, that won't work today.
No, 216 this year at a strike rate of 111. I do wonder though, and Matthew Hayden's just popped in alongside us getting his wires sorted, not crossed, sorted. I wonder whether a chase of 210 might be the best thing for Virat Kohli. He cannot afford to waste deliveries up front inside the power play. He must be aggressive, calculated aggression, along with Faf du Plessis, but I wonder whether this might be a good thing for him.
Yeah, absolutely right. You've got no other option, Simon Dewar. You've got to get straight out there. Minimum of 70, I think. 65, minimum 70 inside the power play. So you've just got to cut it loose and have a crack, and maybe that's the character that he'll show, that freedom to express himself like JB did tonight inside the power play. That type of innings.
I will tell you though, Hedos, that this game has followed the numbers pattern to the T. And what the numbers are saying is that RCB are the second lowest in the power play at 6.93 and over. So if they'll have to change those numbers drastically. 210. I might as well tell you, by the way, all your RCB fans, 210 has been chased down here once before. Lucknow Super Giants against CSK. But here's the first ball. No surprise. Spin is on. And Kohli at the non-striker's end. He's off the mark.
To a cheer. To a cheer as well after last game. Oh, they turned out in their droves to watch him a few days ago. He chipped the first ball straight to Kane Williamson at mid-wicket. 6,500 IPL runs. That just shows you the quality of the man and the quality of the player. But it means nothing because his run this year has been so poor.
Probably should know this. What do they call a cluster of ducks? It's a gaggle, isn't it, when it comes to geese?
A quack?
You're the farmer, Hedos.
I know, I told you I should know it, I don't. Anyway, he's off it. He's off it. So it doesn't matter. He's only got a couple.
And finds the gap. Finds the gap, does Faf du Plessis. And he's got off to a start.
Sonny Gavaskar seen a bit of cricket in his day, and he reckons by the 19th over they'll have crossed the line. RCB tonight. Such a good wicket. It's a game call. It'll be an entertaining one if it happens.
Well, as I said, 210's been chased down here. CSK made 210. Lucknow Super Giants chased it down. But in another game, Rajasthan Royals made 217 and KKR made 210 in reply. All right, what's happened here? Oh, it's a cat! But it's a black cat on a black side screen. You should be all right. Don't cross, black cat, don't cross.
A little white chest on it. That's the only thing that you'd possibly get distracted by there. I think that's just superstition at its absolute best.
He's just got a great seat.
Not moving either. Oh, go on then. Where you go. That's brilliant. Come on, Faf, get on with it.
He comes from a land of big cats. What's he worried about the little one?
yeah, poor little putty cat. Unlike those big fellas they have running around on the plains of Africa.
Well, Hedos, in answer to your duck question, paddling. A paddling of ducks if they're in the water. There's no collective noun for a group of ducks if they're flying, but it's called a paddling if they're in the water.
6,500 runs. Next best is almost 350 away. 335. No to call wide, so he'll have to bowl it again. They think there's a theory that he struggles a little bit at the start of his innings against balls that don't carry much pace on them.
It can be hard to start. It's just the mental barrier that you have it with the off-pace delivery straight from the start. While it's tough to just come and cleanly strike into the first 7 off.
क्रीम की जगह पर्पल हो सकता है?
थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज लगेगा।
कर दो। मैं हूँ सवालिया। अलग अलग रंगों का चार्ज अलग अलग क्यों होता है? क्यों होता है? नुकसान किसका हो? किसका? मेरा। तो जब तक पूछोगे नहीं तो पता कैसे चलेगा? JSW Paints लाए हैं any color one price. JSW Paints. Think beautiful.
उफ यार स्वेट से नहा गया अब स्वेट से ना
Hindware Italian Collection
स्वेट से करेंगे सबको रिफ्रेश
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ
Amazing
Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
Now Arshdeep. Nobody bowls better Yorkers in the IPL than Arshdeep does. Produces a false shot straight away. Kolkata Knight Riders, Sunrisers, Hyderabad. At the moment it's 7 versus 6. What a big game for the Sunrisers. All these staying alive games. 7:30. Lakum Gahunze MCA Stadium in Pune. What about this one though?
Yeah, you don't want to be the run at the litter, do you, in this tournament and go to the slim pickings as we go to the back end of this tournament. You want to be in the trough, straight up.
Oh, you wanted to find out what the approach is going to be. You just got a clue.
Yeah, and it's about putting the bowler off his length early on. Don't let him settle either. Just gets a little bit of shape. Not a bad option. Give yourself a bit of room and look for that leg side. There is a deep square leg out there, but he's more looking to that mid-wicket region.
So used to seeing those gorgeous flicks and cover drives from Kohli. One of the reasons you want him to open the batting is if he just times the ball and hits the gaps, he'll get great value for those up front. Shots like those. Shots like those. There you are. Why are you losing your shape, Virat, when you can hit like that?
Rupe on the go for outstanding piece of timing.
Yeah, lovely hands. Beautiful extension of hands. It was nowhere near his body. And yet he still remained on top of the pace, top of the bounce. How many times have we seen that shot throughout Kohli's career?
Not enough.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Absolutely glorious shot. There's not too many players in the history of our game that have played better cover drivers than Virat Kohli. Superb timing.
Look what it's done. One shot and everybody's been moving around on the field. Now long leg comes into short mid-wicket. There's a deep backward square. Additional man out in the covers. That line's going to be very outside off.
Honing in on that front pad. It's a good delivery to follow up from Arshdeep.
Tell you what, this year's Tata IPL, we've seen so many fantastic young fast bowlers coming up that sometimes the people who've been around for a couple of years, because we're all so happy to see new bowlers, just go under the radar a little bit. This young man's like that. He's been fantastic.
Well, Simon Dewar the other night in commentary, probably last night, named 7 fast bowlers off the top of his head. Bang, 7. Really good ones. Quick, cross the line. Whipped across through mid-wicket and 4 more.
2 boundaries for Virat Kohli. In complete contrast to that first shot that he played.
Yeah, this one just a little bit more extravagant. A little bit more, but that's a semblance of what we are used to seeing a little more. That whip is just a little bit, not quite as picturesque as some of the previous ones.
Is this a neutral crowd or what? I'm sure you can hear it coming through.
Is there ever?
Last night, named 7 fast bowlers off the top of his head. 7.
We'll have to ball it again. Quick pressure on young Arshdeep. 10 of the over so far.
Whipped across through mid-wicket and 4 more.
2 boundaries. Some of those that Sir Simon Dewar was talking about on the emerging player of the season list. There's Umran Malik, Mukesh Chowdhury, Avesh Khan's been around a little longer, Mohsin Khan. I think of the batsman, Tilak Varma's been the standout. There's so many others too.
Well, I think Avesh Khan was his 7th on your list. And I think you were commentating at the time with Sonny, who said, well, he's played for India, but still, he's a youngster, isn't he?
Is there ever?
Fine. Got to go. Piece of fielding.
12 came off the over. It's 19 for no loss.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा। थैंक यू तो बोलो। थोड़ा टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर।
इंश्योरेंस बाइक इंश्योरेंस नहीं है ना?
टेंशन नहीं, बाइक इंश्योरेंस लो फोन पे स्टार्टिंग एट ₹1.5 per day।
गोल्ड मेडल टच, टैप, स्वाइप, वेव स्विचेस आपके इशारों पे नाचे। And now amazing, gold medal, switch to the amazing.
Oh yeah. Overs for 19. And he'll find the gap too. There was power in that shot from Faf du Plessis.
It was too short. And it's got the treatment it deserved. A little shimmy down, which got the reaction there. Bra decided to just hug it in a little bit shorter and got punished.
Gold medal, switch to the amazing.
How much has that missed? The stumps by... Is that just a little bit of luck RCB needed?
Possibly just skidding on with the arm again. No turn whatsoever. Decided to just hug it in a little bit shorter and got punished.
This is the Pred power play. And in the Pred power play, Virat Kohli has just timed that ball to perfection. Wonderful hit. We've seen the power hits. This, I think, was just a pickup shot. An academy cracking six.
Yeah, very special. Shimmy again, no turn. So there's a short one followed by some good foot movement. These batters, Simon Dewar, got no fear because these conditions are excellent.
You mean one-sided, don't you? The batsman in you hate us. The Pred power play has been very good so far for Virat Kohli. It could be for you too. If you pay your credit card bills, you get handsomely rewarded. You pay your credit card bills on the Pred app during the Pred power play.
Yeah, very special. Shimmy again, no turn. So there's a short one followed by some good
12, another good over for RCB. 31 for no loss after 3.
because these conditions are...
It's finally here.
ये लोग तो सही है बोल के निकल जाते हैं। क्या हुआ? मैंने म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाले, मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट की वैल्यू काफी डाउन है।
अरे भाई, पोर्टफोलियो मेरा भी डाउन हुआ है। मार्केट्स का तो नेचर है ऊपर नीचे होना। हमारा काम है म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्टेड रहना।
बात तो सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
ये किसके लिए?
The more we stay playful, the more we connect. Hindware Italian Collection. Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बनाया। गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बनाओ। गोल्ड मेडल स्विच टू द अमेजिंग।
नेचर है ऊपर नीचे होना। हमारा काम है म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्टेड रहना।
बात तो सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Is that enough legs on it? No, it doesn't. They'll come back to 2.
Yeah, and I say I've been critical at times of Mumbai Indians not using Jasprit Bumrah up front. I've got to say the same thing tonight.
You've got one of the best in the business in KG Rabada. What are you doing bowling a left-arm spinner 2 overs up front? Wickets, these two players absolutely keen. I know we look at matchups, but it doesn't swing for long. There's a little bit there. Chief wicket taker, set the tone. Set the tone. I think they've missed a trick.
Ryan has found the fielder. He has found the fielder once again as Virat Kohli. Now, has it gone off his hip because he's still waiting there? Is he a little bit in pain though? He's asked for the review.
Third umpire to director. We have played review for catch. It's a fair delivery. Please start with front on spin vision.
Wickets, these two players absolutely keen. I know we look at matchups, but it doesn't swing for long. There's a little bit there.
Can you please rock and roll?
Set the tone. I think they've missed a trick.
Copy that. Can you please rock and roll?
He's still waiting there. Is he a little bit in pain though? He's asked for the review.
Can you please go to Ultra-Edge? Keep rolling. Rock and roll one more time, please. Yeah, rock and roll one more time, please. Satisfied? It is a plate ball. I'm ready with that decision. Decision is out. Repeat, out.
Yeah, a little glove, and straight away Rabada into the attack and picks up a wicket.
It was a bowling side review and there was a little bit of glove on it, and that's how it carried all the way. He was looking so good today, was Virat Kohli, but there's Dooley's point again. Get your lead bowler in, and this is such a big moment in the game. And Virat Kohli is so angry as he walks back. Give me some justice, he says. Maybe it is round the corner. It's 33 for 1. He's gone for 20.
It was an easy ride.
MRF My Liquid, easy ride.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा। थैंक यू तो बोलो। थोड़ा पीसी है।
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर।
I recommend MRF ZLX for sheer comfort and long life. MRF ZLX, you can bet on it.
Gold medal touch, tap, swipe, wave switches. आपके इशारों पे नाचे. And amazing. Gold medal. Switch to the amazing.
MRF My Liquid.
Garnier Black Naturals Almond Oil, no ammonia formula. Grace cover
has produced it. Now to Patidar. Right, let's tell you what happened. It was an unusual little passage of play.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good, as you said, IPL. That's not going to cut the mustard tonight. Rajat Patidar has got to be big tonight. Got to look to do better than that. And that's been the problem actually for both of these teams, RCB and also Punjab Kings, that they haven't really had that one player that gone on and made a huge total in the IPL. Been bits and pieces here and there.
Well, it's probably going down leg side. Right, Virat Kohli's played a little swivel shot and it's gone off the hip. It's gone a very long way right to the edge of the circle. Umpire said not out and the bowling sides reviewed it. And there's just a little bit of glove. It's travelled a long way, Dooley.
Yeah, it's hit the bottom of the glove and then onto the top of the 5-pad. Have a look where it hits Kohli after this. You roll it through, which we'll see in a minute. Good bouncer. Excellent bouncer. Yeah, when you roll it through the top of that, it is a little unlucky, you would say. It's put the top of the 5-pad, and that's just ballooned it straight up in the air. straight up in the air. Anywhere else, if it hits him in the rib cage or in the sort of fattier bit, not that he's got that much on him, it just probably goes down.
Yeah, so well, that's the problem, see? He just hasn't quite got enough on it. See, if that was me, that's just drizzling down somewhere close on bat pad. If you had had a bat pad, it would have been half a chance, but...
How many different ways can you find to get out? No luck at all. And I think that's what he was doing as he was just walking back. And then you're Rajat Patidar and you're coming in to walk after all that drama. Right, Upstocks Cricket Exchange, most wickets by Pacers this season. Harshal Patel went up to 18 today after he picked up 4 wickets. But Kagiso Rabada just taken one, he's gone up to 19. Download the Upstocks app and start collecting up runs to win exciting rewards.
He just hasn't quite got enough on it.
Oh, what an over. 3 runs and a wicket is 34 for 1.
इसका महंगा डिजाइनर सूट तो देख बिना कोई बड़ी कंपनी में करोड़ कमाता हूँ
करोड़ों में तो नहीं पर ठीक ठाक कमा लेता हूँ और रही बात सूट की बढ़िया है पर महंगा नहीं है पीटर इंग्लैंड
Upstocks Cricket Exchange, most wickets by Pacers this season. Harshal Patel went up to 18 today after he picked up 4 wickets. But Kagiso Rabada just taken one, he's gone up to 19. Download the Upstocks app and start collecting up runs to win exciting rewards.
तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें फुर्सत से बना गोल्ड मेडल फैंस इसकी ब्यूटी और परफॉर्मेंस से किसी को भी जेलस बना गोल्ड मेडल स्विच टू द अमेजिंग
बिना कोई बड़ी कंपनी में करोड़ कमाता हूँ
Hindware Italian Collection. Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
Lucky just can't find a way, cannot find a way to keep scoring runs. He's shaking his head inside that dressing room thinking, why? How is that happening?
Rishi Dhawan. It was also an interesting matchup with Rabada Simon. How do you spend his overs tonight? Because prior to that, he'd gotten Kohli 7 out of 14 times. It's now 8 from 15. You're absolutely right. He's just gotten out in every possible way, and I think that's why he's shaking his head to almost every possible bowling type. Rabada has a good matchup against Faf and Maxwell as well. So how do you spend his overs? They're not guaranteed to come off, but they give you information. They want it. The keeper wants a review. Straight away he wants a review. Mayan goes for it. It was also an interesting matchup with Rabada Simon. Yeah. How do you spend his overs tonight? Because he's got to score 7 out of 14 times.
Copy that. Third umpire to director. Whoever players review for catch, given not out. It's a fair delivery. Please start with front on spin vision.
To almost every possible bowling type. Rabada has a good matchup against Faf and Maxwell as well.
Rock and roll, please.
They're not guaranteed to come off.
Bat is quite close to the ball. Please go to ultra edge. Keep rolling all the way through. I can see clear spike, then the ball is next to the bat. I can see clear spike when ball is next to the bat. Please go to on-field umpire. Nathan, you are on screen. Please signal out.
Well, there you are.
Please start with front on spin vision.
Going down the pitch, trying to put pressure on Rishi Dhawan, bowling his first over, second delivery. And the straight boundary has been a little bit vulnerable. We saw when Bairstow and Livingston were batting. But it was more like a wild heave. And he just gets a little outside edge. So RCB captain gone for 10. It's 34 for 2.
सुनो रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा थैंक यू जी बोलो
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर
Going down the pitch, trying to
गार्नियर ब्लैक नेचुरल्स आमंड ऑयल नो अमोनिया फॉर्मूला ग्रेस कवर करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में और दे नेचुरल लुकिंग बाल ताकि आप घर बैठे कलर करो
हर किसी को पता न चले।
I recommend MRF ZLX for sheer comfort and long life.
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो। ये बनाता है
On target again.
inside the refrigerator.
Lomra 239 runs. Hanson enough strike rate. That's going to be important, as is the number of runs required now. 11 runs per over. It's not going down, folks. It's going up. And with wickets falling as well, it's going to be the trend.
Clears Rabada easily, and clears all the way. Aggression from ball number 2 from Mahipal Lomra.
And we've seen him do that in the earlier match as well. He's got this ability to get going from the first ball. It's a very good shot. The fielder is inside the 30-meter circle. It's the first 6 overs, only 2 outside. So he's taking advantage of that. Nice full flow of the bat.
Well, they can't afford to step off the gas. They've got to keep going. Got to be minimum 70, 75 in this power play. That's going to be the trend. So they're below par at this stage. Going to get themselves back into this game. They've got to keep going here now. These next 8 balls, key. Absolute key with field restrictions.
Got it. Rashid Dhawan is striking bolts in this power play.
It's a very good shot. This is what luck is all about. We saw that earlier with the dismissal of Virat Kohli as well, hitting the thigh pad and bouncing to that fielder there. And now he's played a cracking good shot, but it's gone straight to the fielder. 5 yards here, 5 yards there. It would have been another boundary, followed by with the 6th of the previous delivery. No wonder Rishi Dhawan is excited and thumping his chest. Lomra all gone for 6, and RCB have lost their 3rd wicket for 40.
हर बिजनेस बैंकिंग नीड एक ऐप करे कंप्लीट पॉकेट में एनी कस्टमर एनी बैंक सबके लिए ये सुपर ऐप पॉकेट में रॉकेट है पॉकेट में इंस्टा बेस पॉकेट में इंस्टेंट ओडी POS सॉल्यूशंस एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट फिकर नॉट इजी कर लो ट्रांजैक्शन
ICICI बैंक का इंस्टा बेस ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप डाउनलोड इंस्टा बेस
Followed by the 6th of the previous delivery. Now Rishi Dhawan is excited and thumping his chest. Lomra all gone for 6, and RCB have lost their 3rd wicket for 20.
Hindware Italian Collection. Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
Yes, those really tight in there at cover. Off the mark straight away. 41 for 3.
तरह तरह के कलेक्शन हैंडल करूं या अपना बिजनेस करूं
डिंग डोंग कलेक्शन का स्ट्रेस पॉकेट में रॉकेट है ना ICICI बैंक का इंस्टा बेस ऐप
करो किसी बैंक का अकाउंट लिंक QR POS राइटिंग सभी सेटलमेंट एक ऐप पर मिल जाए पेमेंट डिंग डोंग
Refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
ICICI बैंक का इंस्टा बेस ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारे पेमेंट सॉल्यूशंस एक सुपर ऐप पर डाउनलोड इंस्टा बेस
ये मैं कर लेता हूँ आप ड्रीम 11 पे टीम बनाओ
तरह तरह के कलेक्शन हैंडल करूं या अपना बिजनेस करूं
यार मैं चमकू जैसे जुगनू।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
It was an easy ride.
MRF My Liquid, easy ride.
Very steady record. Hasn't been at his best this IPL. Was at his very best last IPL, but they don't count. It's only this innings that needs to be a resurrection case for RCB. And that net run rate that you so often talk about as well, so important at this stage. Back du Plessis, charges down the wicket and pulls his length back there. Gets nicked off.
And one can understand him charging down the pitch because Rishi Dhawan, oh, that'll be an easy ride.
MRF My Liquid, easy ride.
Very steady record. Hasn't been at his
close one. That'll be a close one. Rishi Dhawan's the kind of bowler you want to put pressure straight away.
It's only this innings that needs to be a resurrection case for RCB.
This one straight, then the Thai five.
Yeah, he's elated too, wasn't he, the big fella? Look at him go. He's been around for a long time. Gets nicked off. Played for India. A big occasion tonight. Also not where you want Maxwell to come in on an innings, Sonny. Needs much more of a platform established, and then he can be so damaging with his innovation. Great power player of the season. Of course, Josh Buttler is up.
This one
there was on this ground. He scored a magnificent 100. Machado been good with the new ball. Chowdhury's exceptional find for CSK. He's been around for a long time. Sonny's got something to say about that today. He'll be making a choice. That's the roll. Who are you going for? Then a couple of beauties. JB predicted him to hit the most sixes.
Definitely. I've got to go for him at the moment because I saw him having a chat with you, so obviously that had an effect on his batting.
This season, of course, Josh Buttler is up. Was on this ground. He scored a magnificent 100. Of course it didn't. Chowdhury's exceptional. It's always a good occasion though, isn't it, when you catch up with fellow teammates and teammates also from other. That's the role. Nations, that's the IPL, that's what it stands for, it's what it's all about, along with finding great young domestic talent, which we've seen plenty of, especially with the fast bowlers. Ian Bishop, been a numerous amount of them found.
Because I saw him having a chat with you, so
to the over 44 for 3. Ground, he scored a magnificent 100. Of course it didn't.
Our business banking needs एक हाथ करे complete.
Catch up with
any customer, any bank, सबके लिए ये super app.
That's the role. Talent which we've seen plenty of, especially with the fast bowlers. Ian Bishop, been a numerous amount of them found.
Instant OD, instant OD. POS solutions, export import, figure not digital low transaction.
ICICI Bank का InstaBiz ऐप सभी बैंक्स के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप डाउनलोड InstaBiz.
Our business banking needs एक हाथ करे complete.
Do you feel it yet? Hear it first.
which we've seen plenty of.
यार स्वेट से नहा गया अब स्वेट से ना
Hindware Italian Collection.
स्वेट से करेंगे
Official refreshing partner of Punjab Kings.
ICICI बैंक का इंस्टाबेस ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप डाउनलोड इंस्टाबेस।
How important this game is to their potential furtherance in the tournament. Very little room for slip-up. Rashid Dhawan continues to Maxwell.
Hindware Italian Collections.
Yeah, well, I think he'll enjoy the challenge, Glenn Maxwell. For his own confession, he knows that he's got more to offer RCB this season, but this is the sort of challenge. He can lock it in and he can really enjoy the prospect of getting a big one. He's got plenty of time. He can always make up runs.
This game is to their potential furtherance in the tournament. Very little room for slip-up.
What he'll need to do is also keep an eye out on that required run rate. Now almost 12. That's where it becomes challenging.
Well, I think he'll enjoy the challenge, Maxwell. For his own confession, he knows that he's got more to offer RCB this season, but this is the sort of challenge. He can lock it in and he can really enjoy the prospect of getting a big one. He's got plenty of time.
That cap sits nicely on the head of one Indu Hasaranga, purple cap holder. The two leg spinners have been battling it out. The Aranco orange cap still belongs to Jos Buttler, KL Rahul, David Warner pushing him.
Challenging.
Shikhar Dhawan in there as well as Faf du Plessis.
this season, but this is the sort of
very nice solid contact there.
Cap sits
nicely with Patidar. I still think, Sonny, this is such a good wicket. Just try and get yourself in. Can't waste too many balls.
The Aranco orange cap still belongs to Jos Buttler.
You can still find a way here.
You certainly can, because look with this. It was not a half volley, but he played through the line. The ball's coming onto the bat quite nicely. And it wasn't a dot ball, most importantly. There's a fielder there at long off. So very important for RCB not to have too many dot balls. Now.
Very nice solid contact there.
Sits
nicely with Patidar. I still think, Sonny, this is such a good wicket. Just try and get yourself in. Can't waste too many balls.
But key battles as well. Rahul Chahar. Those wickets have dried up in the last few games. An important night for him and his bowling. Just 2 wickets at an economy rate of 9 in the last 4 matches for Rahul Chahar. Liam Livingston can bowl a few. Can Dinesh Karthik play another superb knock if he gets in tonight as well, if he gets in.
Well, one thing Ian Bishop he'll have is the pressure of the scoreboard in his favour. Because if you're having to chase down 13, 14 per over at this stage, it makes your job surely a lot easier as a spin bowler. You can bowl towards one side of the ground, slow the pace up, get the variation there.
An economy rate of 9 in the last 4 matches for Chahar.
Could be a really strong night for Chahar tonight. Could be a good comeback.
We look forward to seeing how he goes, especially if Maxwell is still there.
Well, one thing Ian Bishop he'll have is the pressure.
It's a nice shot, very pleasant, big side of the ground.
Because if you're having to chase down 13...
Looks like it might be excellent work from Mayank Agarwal.
Yeah, it makes your job surely a lot easier as a spin ball. You can bowl towards one side of the ground, slow the pace up, get the variation there.
An economy rate of 9 the last 4 matches for Shahar.
It could be a really strong night for Shahar. It could be a good comeback.
Another superb knock if he wins. Forward to seeing how he goes. Especially if Maxwell is still there.
Great presence of mind from the Punjab skipper. Look at
very pleasant, big side of the ground.
That brilliant. He saved runs for his team. What an effort. That's the kind of effort that'll lift the whole team up as well. What a well-placed shot that was from Maxwell, you got to say. Clever. This is fine. Yes. Great presence of mind. 55. For 3 after 7.
तरह-तरह के कलेक्शंस हैंडल करूं या अपना बिजनेस
From the Punjab skipper.
Ding dong. Collections का stress. Pocket में rocket है ना. ICICI बैंक का InstaBiz app.
करो किसी बैंक
Brilliant. He saved runs for his team.
अकाउंट लिंक URBOS आ जाए लिंक सभी सेटलमेंट एक ऐप पर मिल जाए पेमेंट्स डिंग डोंग
Clever. This is fine. Yes.
ICICI बैंक का InstaBiz app सभी बैंक्स के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारे पेमेंट सॉल्यूशंस एक सुपर ऐप पर. डाउनलोड InstaBiz.
For 3 after 7.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू तो बोलो.
Ding dong. Collections का stress. Pocket में rocket है ना. ICICI बैंक का InstaBiz app.
थोड़ा पीसी.
टेस्टी दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो. ये बनाता है परफेक्ट कर्ड ऑल ईयर राउंड इनसाइड द रेफ्रिजरेटर.
This is fine. Yes.
ICICI बैंक का InstaBiz app सभी बैंक्स के कस्टमर्स
Garnier Black
सारे पेमेंट सॉल्यूशंस एक सुपर ऐप पर. डाउनलोड InstaBiz.
सुनो, रुचि को तुम्हारा दही बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू तो बोलो.
These little fielding efforts make all the difference when it comes to saving a game.
दही चाहिए तो ले आइए सैमसंग कर्ड माइस्ट्रो. ये बनाता है परफेक्ट.
Innovation and well timed as well. He's into his work straight away. Hey here, Maxwell.
Yep. To be perfectly honest, when he's on song, there is no line which is safe. There's a little bit of turn. And he brings that reverse sweep into play. That's a magnificent shot. It's one of the great new shots in the game. That and the switch hit. These are magnificent shots. Absolutely terrific to watch. Somebody like a David Warner can hit it for a 6. We saw Kevin Peters.
Here, Maxwell.
He used to hit it for a 6 as well. The switch hit. Amazing. He's on song. There is no line which is safe. There's a little bit of turn. Shots. Magnificent shot. It's one of the great.
Yeah, well, they're just game changers, really, because, you know, the spinner comes into play and you start bowling with one certain line, then all of a sudden you switch hit. You're out of the game. Fan poll vote on IPLT20.com.
Kevin Peters. Hey here, Maxwell. He used to hit it for a 6 as well.
Tremendous ball striking, big side of the ground.
He's on song, there is no line.
Big boundary. Patida has shown some love. Shots.
It's one of the
aggression this season.
You can't be all max and you start bowling with one certain line, then all the swell switch here. If RCB are going to come close in this run chase on IPLT20.com, because it's not just any run chase, it's a huge run chase. There's got to be energy from both ends. Good strike.
Big boundary.
Yes, the umpire having a word with Rahul Chahar. Because Rahul Chahar tried to stop the ball with the bottom of his foot, and if there could be some spike marks on it.
If RCB are going to come close in this run chase on IPLT20.com, because it's not just any run chase, it's a huge run chase. They also look to push hard, not just dawdle between the wickets, put pressure on the field. We encourage all you lovers of cricket out there to ask your questions. Which of these 28-year-olds is having more of a breakout season, Patida or Jitesh Sharma?
Because Rahul Chahar tried to stop the ball with the bottom of his...
Cast your votes. IPLT20.com. Switch in again. Is it all the way? Yes, it is. An Academy cracking 6. And that's the end of the over. 18 off it. They also look to push hard, not just 21 for 3 wickets.
इसका महंगा डिजाइनर सूट तो देख, ये ना कोई बड़ी कंपनी में करोड़ कमाता होगा.
Encourage all you lovers of cricket out there to ask your questions. Which of these 28-year-olds is having more?
करोड़ों में तो नहीं, पर ठीक ठाक कमा लेता हूँ. और रही बात सूट की, बढ़िया है, पर महंगा नहीं है. पीटर इंग्लैंड.
Is it all the way? Yes, it is.
हर बिजनेस बैंकिंग नीड एक ऐप करे कंप्लीट. पॉकेट में एनी कस्टमर एनी बैंक सबके लिए ये सुपर ऐप. पॉकेट में रॉकेट है पॉकेट.
इसका महंगा डिजाइनर सूट तो देख,
Instant OD, Instant OD, BOS Solutions, Export Import, Figure not easy, कर लो transaction.
ICICI बैंक का करोड़ों में तो नहीं, पर InstaBiz ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारी बिजनेस बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का एक सुपर ऐप. डाउनलोड InstaBiz. पीटर इंग्लैंड.
Well, let's take a look at this last 6 by Maxwell. Changes his grip. The left hand goes bottom and he hits it out. Long way. Just falls short. This is Patidar, of course, but now there's a little buzz around with Maxwell in. 4 and 6 in the previous over. Right, let's take a look at this last 6 by Maxwell. Changes his grip. Left hand goes bottom and he hits it. Sharmisha, you're long enjoying yourself. So is Devki Nandan. Mandeep, Vipin, Suma. Oh, Suma, your team's just at a slightly tricky stage. Lost wickets. Patidar, of course, but now at 33, 34 and 40. You'd have thought, oops, what's happening to RCB today? 4 and 6 in the previous over. Now partnership of 32 of 21 balls only. Already they've put some pressure on the fifth bowler. Chahar 1 over for 18. Enjoying yourself. So is Devkinandan. Suma, your team is just at a slightly tricky stage. Three, 34 and 40. I thought, oops, what's happening to RCB today? Now partnership of 32 of 21 balls only. The batsmen have put so many runs on the board that even if you go... Already they've put some pressure on the 10 and over. You're better than par. Chahar 1 over for 18. 137 from 69 looks daunting, doesn't it? Patidar's got to get a move on to 13 or 14. 34 and 40. I thought, oops, what's happening to RCB today? And he had. Now partnership of 32 of 21 balls only. The batsmen have put so many runs on the board that even if you go... Already they've put some... And he's got a big move on. The people most in danger are not on the field. There are people watching in that clubhouse. Oh dear. 137 from 69 looks good.
Well, hopefully everything's okay there with that gentleman. This is an unbelievably good shot. Not a half volley, it's just stand tall, swing through the line, but hold your shape.
I must confess I hadn't seen that picture when I said people runs on the board that even if you go already they put some and he's got a big danger there. It seemed on the replay that it actually came off the wall. This one's on the field. There are people a fantastic hit. RCB are here.
Hopefully everything's okay there with that gentleman. This is an unbelievably good shot. Not a half volley, it's just stand tall, swing through the line, but hold your shape. But again, this is just timing. Short, dragged down, and he's hit it so hard. Rajat Patidar into the ground and has raced across.
Seemed on the replay that it actually came off the wall.
Across the turf.
RCB are here.
Well, hopefully everything's okay there.
18 runs of the previous over, now 12 so far.
Not a half volley, it's just stand.
Over started off very well. 0-1-1, then 6 and 4.
Short, dragged down, and he's hit it so hard. Rajat Patidar into the ground.
They have to ball it again, 13 of the over. Patidar's already starting to mess about. With Harpreet's lines. 18 runs of the previous over, now 12 so far. Over started off very well. 0-1-1, then 6 and 4. 31 of the last two. RCB 84 for 3. Need 126 in 11. They'll have time to analyze that situation because it is a Siat Tyre strategic timeout.
अब शॉपिंग के साथ होगी सेविंग्स, क्योंकि टाटा टाटा न्यू पे न्यू पास दिलाएगा फ्री डिलीवरी हर परचेज पर। डाउनलोड टाटा न्यू।
अभी जिसका ऐड देखा वो भी ले लो रुपए से।
31 of the last two. RCB 84 for 3. Need 126 in 11.
तरह के कलेक्शन हैंडल करूं या अपना बिजनेस करूं?
डिंग डोंग, कलेक्शन का स्ट्रेस, पॉकेट में रॉकेट है ना। ICICI बैंक का इंस्टाबिज ऐप।
करो किसी बैंक का अकाउंट लिंक, QRPOS टाइपिंग, सभी सेटलमेंट एक ऐप पर मिल जाए पेमेंट डिंग डोंग।
डिलीवरी हर परचेज पर। डाउनलोड टाटा न्यू। ICICI बैंक का इंस्टाबिज ऐप सभी बैंक के कस्टमर्स के लिए सारे पेमेंट सॉल्यूशंस एक सुपर ऐप पर। डाउनलोड इंस्टाबिज।
The last two. RCB 84 for 3. Need 126 in 11.
अभी तो बजट टाइट है दुबे जी। मैं कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आपको सोच कर बताता हूँ।
राजीव, कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आगे चलकर कोई गड़बड़ हो गई तो?
डोंट वरी मम्मा, हम फिर से बना लेंगे।
अरे ऐसे नहीं होता बेटा, घर थोड़े बार बार बनता है।